Okay. Yep.
Did it work?
It should be live,
Wow.
but we'll see. We'll
That's
see.
fun. Cool.
And now you just have to sit here like all awkward,
Why do you have to sit here all awkward?
waiting for someone to come and say, "Hello, I can see you," in
Oh,
live
how
chat,
long do
and
you
then
wait?
you know, just have to say.
Oh, okay. Well,
have
it
to say.
says sign in to chat. Do you have to sign in to let people in, or?
No.
Oh,
Is it just not? You've always got to have technical issues. Let's have a look at the actual stream page then instead.
Well, it's got the little camera. Do you think it's working?
I don't know. I don't know why it's saved there, but still says connect streaming software. No, look.
Ta-da!
Look,
Hooray!
hooray!
It's actually working.
We did a thing!
You did really good.
Because on the YouTube page, it's just going, yeah, like we're waiting for your streaming software, mate. So
It's just like a blank screen.
yeah,
That's
just
really
with like
cool.
a loading thing like this. Oh, that's so cool. I'm sat so badly to see the chat. That's so annoying. Actually,
The mic is kind of
the
blocking
mic's in
it
my
for
way.
you.
But Michelle, hi. So like, Michelle, long time Fox fan.
Or to
And
be like OG, like
oh,
from
way
the
way
very
back,
beginning.
quite far back. And Inner Circle, Rick, like has like popped in recently since I've been doing the ones on cam with the
They're
Beatrix
really
Potters
good,
and stuff.
though.
So lovely to see you in the chat as well, Rick. Mary, I'm sure I've seen you in the comments too, Mary. I'm sure. Like, thank you so much for joining. Ah, lovely stuff. Lovely stuff. Yeah, he's down in Norfolk. Cloudless and cold.
It is cold though. These last couple of days have been.
Yeah, it's
Cold.
been a shift.
That's it.
Hasn't
We've
it?
had our spring.
yeah,
We've had
yeah.
spring, summer, and now it's cold again.
Yeah,
So great.
it's got serious, hasn't it? Oh, and of
And
course,
then
Mama Fox.
Mrs. Cutter.
You didn't even know we were streaming tonight. We didn't even say anything, and you're still there
No.
like, huh? It's like the spider sense tingling.
Spiders.
Is
I
that my
love
son going live?
Wait, why?
Can you hear us, by the way? Are we just talking to ourselves?
We're just having our own. Oh, from East Texas.
East Texas. That's
Amazing.
wicked,
Oh,
man.
from Sydney. That's really cool.
And Light Ray, hi, welcome. Thanks so much for joining from Sydney. You see, this is why you stream late.
I see, because like I was saying to
Give
Stephen,
people
that,
a chance from both sides to pop in. We've
For
got North
sure.
America, we've got
I know. I was thinking like it's
so
10
cool.
o'clock at
Indiana,
night.
you see. Michelle, how cool's that?
Very cool.
So cool. What were you saying though? About the
Just
time
like thinking, it was like it's 10 o'clock at night. Do you think people are gonna come on? And
Well,
see us?
everybody in UK is like asleep or
It's a bank holiday.
scrolling
though.
Instagram, but yeah.
It is bank holiday,
Yeah,
so maybe people are
maybe.
staying up later.
Oh, cool. Ciao from Milano. That's so wicked. Matt Samnick fan. I don't recognise you. Where have you come from? I don't recognise you. I don't think you've commented before. You've just been... What's it called? Like when you watching without commenting? Lurking. Lurking all the way
Lurking
from
has-
Milano.
It doesn't have a nice connotation though.
Lurking.
Lurking makes
Is
out
it a
like
bit
you're like,
devious?
a little bit.
No,
yeah,
but
like
I,
you're dubious.
even though I make stuff for YouTube, like I'm a big lurker. I don't comment very often, and I
No.
still sort of feel in my heart that I'm a big fan.
Mm.
Do you know what I mean? Of like some YouTube channels that I've watched for years, I'll comment like once every 3 years, like, "Hi Jack, I love you, bye." Do you know what I
It's
mean?
like, love you, go back.
You're the best I watch every video, bye.
I,
Do you know what I mean?
I'm
Like
the same like
I'm not
that.
like these amazing people that actually come in and say hello. I'm not one of those. I'm rubbish.
yeah, no,
You know what I mean?
I get what you mean.
4:15 p.m. That's a lovely time of day, isn't it?
Mm.
That's lovely. That's lovely. We were out in Sheffield at that time, weren't we? Just having a nice time, having a coffee.
No, we were in
We were-
the walled garden.
Oh, of course we were. Of course we
We're
were.
in the walled garden having a look at our
God, you
lovely
make
green
our
spaces.
life sound so romantic. So
It's really
bougie.
not.
Oh, yes, we're just in the walled garden.
It's
yes,
a very
mm.
pretty garden.
It is, just at our local park. Yeah, it's really lovely. And it was open today, wasn't it? Doing like a little fair.
Mm.
I listened, never been in the live before. That's awesome. But to be honest, I've not done a live stream for more than 2 years. And that, I think, had already been a gap of like 1 or 2 years.
Wow.
I know, it's
So it's been
insane.
a long time then.
Yeah, like the last time I was regularly streaming was through COVID.
Sure.
Yeah. And then pre-COVID, I did quite a lot of streams as well. Because there was like a little gap, and then COVID, I did quite a few. So, yeah, that's so lovely that you've joined my first stream in such a long time.
It's nice to see you back,
That's awesome.
like, on the camera, though. Like, especially in your last couple of videos, it's nice to just see you reading.
That's lovely. You've seen me reading all the time.
I know, but, like, they haven't. I get it every day, whereas, like, they only just get little snippets, or they just get your voice, so it's nice to see your face as well.
Yeah. It's just it's been part of just building up my confidence to actually do this again as well. Just, like, sit in front of the camera for a while and chat and read and practice just reading in a constant flow as well, trying to perfect that art of being able to read to a decent quality without mistakes.
Sure.
As opposed to just sat in my jogging bottoms, and just like unwashed for a week, just like recording over, and re-recording and editing and things. It's just a totally different process to actually having to just sort of perform in a sense.
Mary was just asking if, like, I've never been to Texas, Mary, but I've been to California. So I'm Canadian originally, from Ottawa, Ontario, but no, I've only done California. You've done the U.S., you did Florida?
Only Florida, no offense to Florida, but like it is like a really typical destination for Brits, isn't it? To like go over and do Disney and Orlando and everything, and go to the Kennedy Center. I was lucky to see Atlantis take off for what was supposed to be its last mission, and then they squeezed in a couple of extras. So they made this big thing of it when I went, like, last ever mission, apart from this one.
We're gonna do it again. We're gonna do some more of that.
Yeah. They extended the lifespan of those shuttles, didn't they? Because they were retiring them. And that was back when I was 18, so a long time ago. But I would love to go to the States.
Well,
I've said it for the longest time. Yeah, I know. We need to go to.
You'd rather go to Canada, so I've got to take you on vacation. You got to meet my side of the crazy family.
Oh, you'd rather go to Canada too. I mean, with some of the political things going on at the moment, I don't blame you, Mary. It's a complicated situation, isn't it? Ah, thanks, Rick. You too. through your little display picture. I'm just being silly. Oh, but I'm really glad you can hear me well. Mama Fox, good stuff. I wasn't sure how this would work. Just us sharing a mic, I was worried that I'd sound really booming, and then you'd just be like, "Oh, hello, how are things?" Off in the distance, because this mic's very directional. So, Niagara Falls, yeah, good shout.
It is cool.
Good shout.
I mean, I just went for the poncho, so I could have the cute plastic.
I've never actually asked you. So you have been to Niagara Falls?
Yeah, I've done Niagara Falls. I didn't do the boat though on the lake. That's like bougie. That's like really extra. But yeah, you can go visit. That, yeah. It's really nice.
Oh. Is it a long time since you've been?
What, to Niagara Falls?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, like the last time that I went over was just to visit family.
Yeah.
And that's more Ottawa. So like if you think of like geographically, they're 6 hours apart. That's not like a quick trip. And then a lot of my family's in Montreal, so we kind of went to go visit over that way. But yeah.
You went for the poncho.
Obviously. Amazing. For the poncho. The cheap plastic poncho that they give you so you don't get wet.
Is it Bruce Almighty where they have the scene at Niagara Falls? And he's like, because he's been one-upped by one of the anchors. And he's like forcing him to make mistakes and stuff like that. Is that?
I don't know.
I think that's Bruce Almighty with Niagara Falls in the background.
I see it happening. It's Jim Carrey, right?
Yeah.
It's Jim Carrey.
It could only be Jim Carrey.
I'm sure that it's something like that. Any plans to record?
Some classics. Yeah, I saw your comment just the other day. I've just not had a chance to reply to it yet, Rick, where you were suggesting a load of fantastic books there. I have done Jekyll and Hyde, though. It was around the same time as I was doing Dracula, finishing off Dracula. So check out my Jekyll and Hyde if you like, because that was on your list. But yeah, I'm wanting to do some more Edgar Allan Poe, and wanting to do it on camera as well. So I've already done The Black Cat and The Telltale Heart. But I thought if I was to do the Roy Morgue as well, practice that on cam, and then I could make a little compilation of like 3 of the Edgar Allan Poes together,
That'd be
just
really
as
cool.
one video. That'd be really nice. In terms of other classics, I'm going to be doing a Chekhov short story soon, The Lady and the Dog. But in terms of like a really long, like a longer read classic, I'm not sure at the moment. I'm still trying to figure out, because I don't want to pick something up again and then drop it. You know, one of these that's going to take a lot of weeks to do. So obviously I've got Jane Eyre on the back burner, Anne of Green Gables, Canadian. Honestly, if you wanted to do that with me, I would so happily like pick that up with you. Like, you can just do all the voices, just do all the Canadian voices, and
no pressure.
I'll just be the narrator, and you can just do all
I'm
the voices.
such a phony though, because I've lived here for such a long time. I think my accent sounds more mid-Atlantic. When I go home, people pick up on it, and they're like, "Wait a minute,
Where are you from?"
Exactly. And then when I'm
here?
here, they're like, "Wow, are you on holiday?"
You're
I'm like,
so
"No,
exotic,
I live
yeah.
here.
Yeah.
I live here all the time."
Yeah.
Because I got asked that at the walled garden earlier in the week. He asked me like, "Oh, are you visiting family?" I'm like, "No, I actually chose to live here. Like, I want to live here."
I know you've lived in
Crazy.
Derbyshire most of your life, haven't you?
For the last 20 years.
And now you're in Yorkshire.
Good old South Yorkshire.
God's own country.
It's beautiful though here.
It's alright, isn't it?
It's lovely.
It's
well, I met
alright.
you, didn't I?
I mean, if I ever redo Secret Garden, you can lend an hand with voices on that. I don't know.
I know, I'm terrible.
Or if I do Wuthering Heights.
No.
Wuthering Heights.
Oh no, couldn't do that.
And our Sean can feature as well.
I love Sean Bean.
Sean. Sean.
I really he did an advert for Yorkshire tea and it was amazing. It was so good. Don't do it. Do it for Yorkshire. It was so moving.
It's brilliant.
It was,
but
I love it.
Like, when I do my Sean Bean, like, I'm going back in time after like a younger Sean.
When he did the TV series, Sean.
Yeah, well, like Boromir Sean or Sharp Sean.
Yeah, is Sharp the TV?
Sharp's rifles, yeah. Sharp's. Like, I instantly want to swear when I think of Sharp's rifles.
I know, but because
that's how he talks. That's how he talks to his men. He does. He has to put him in his place, doesn't he? You know, I'll have no nonsense.
He's done a recent
up against
TV.
the French.
He's done a TV show for the BBC recently. It's like I saw it advertised on iPlayer, and
he's always amazing.
He's always a baddie. He's either always a baddie or
well, he always dies.
He always dies.
Always dies.
He doesn't die in National Treasure. You know, the treasure thing with Nick Cage. He doesn't die in that. He's just a baddie in that.
Are you sure he doesn't die?
He doesn't die. They just catch him.
Really?
Yeah,
he's just
does
he get
him.
like, he's like, I love you next time again. You just want to swear, don't you, when you show him it?
I love when someone's asking if you're Lotra.
Oh, is Lotra on your Patreon? Yeah.
It's still there, is it?
It is deep in the archive. But obviously never been able to continue it. Treebeard still remains stood looking over Isengard. You know, that's where I stopped it. Like, such an incredibly beautiful, poignant scene where they've all all the Ents have marched through the forest, through Fangorn, you know, and it's that moment when they first see the full devastation. Obviously a little bit different to the films, but what a place to leave it. It's like just before we meet Gandalf the White as well. You know, that's the start of the next chapter is Legolas and Aragorn, which we've not seen for some time. You know, we've not seen them for a few chapters as well. So yeah, that's
what a shame to leave it.
I know. Oh, thank you so much, Rick. But yeah, on Patreon, I basically just left it so that people that join me for $2 or more, and it's the same with YouTube membership as well, that you can get access to a folder that's just got like sort of like all my older work and things that I no longer can share on YouTube predominantly, and then for $5 or more, that's my sort of full library of everything that I share. You know, I update that with every new thing. I still need to add those new videos for Beatrix Potter, actually. I forgot about that. But yeah, everything that I've ever done and some like little extras and things are all on there.
Oh, amazing.
So, what am I missing here? Oh, it's so funny that you mentioned Watership Down, Michelle, because the last time I streamed, so say 2 years ago, I'd actually set up You saw that thumbnail, like
Yeah,
still
because you
up,
had
didn't
a
you?
picture
Yeah,
that was
yeah,
from the movie.
yeah. It's hiding in here. Yeah, it's. I shouldn't there. Yeah, so I was wanting to do a stream,
What will you
where
read it?
yeah, again, it's a bit too modern, but I just thought, hey, it would be lovely to do, and I practiced it, and I'd practiced it back in COVID as well,
Mm.
because when I did Animal Farm, I actually wanted to do Watership Down. I love that book. I love the old film, the illustrations. I love anything to do with animals as well,
Yeah, for
especially ones
sure.
where it's like poignant, moving. You know what I mean? Like
Mm.
just powerful and thought provoking. You know, like
I've never read the
yeah.
book, but I
Uh,
remember watching the movie as a kid. It was actually when I moved to the UK because it was quite a popular movie
oh
for
yeah.
children. When did it come out? In the 70s? The 80s?
Help me. I would guess 80s.
Yeah,
I
but
would
like I
guess
remember
80s.
watching it and thinking, wow, this is really moving, but then quite scary as a kid as well because you don't
Absolutely, it's
actually understand
dark. Yeah.
all the undertones of what's going
And when
on.
you see Fiver's premonitions, like there's literally the blood like running down the fields and all this sort of stuff,
Mm,
and you know, it's quite graphic. You know, there's rabbits that are potentially falling ill to the disease that was released into farmland. You know,
yeah.
to reduce the population, or they're being snared and taken by farmers or whatever and things like that. You know, and you see them sort of like caught up on a snare and choking out and stuff like that. It's really raw, but it makes you well for those people that maybe struggle to relate to animals. I never
Yeah.
have since I was a kid. I think it's just how I was brought up. But like really sort of like wow, like we're awful to creatures, aren't we? You know what I mean? Like we should care for these little things so much more. And it's the same with animals of Farthing's Wood that I've mentioned so many times as
Yes.
well. You know, it starts with the destruction of their woodland and they're all running away and trying to find a new home and all working together.
Mm.
And again, it's just like, come on, humans. You know what I mean? And that's from the early 90s. And now it feels more relevant than ever, you know, that we really need to protect the wildlife, protect the planet, and everything else. You know,
Yeah.
but yeah, funny that you mentioned that one, Michelle, because yeah, we literally were just talking about it a couple of hours ago. I love Watership Down. I would love to read it. It is copyrighted. It's still too modern a book that I'd
Mm.
be able to just produce my own audiobook of. But just reading a little bit on stream or something, I think would be lovely
Yeah.
sometime. It's one of those that I would even try to apply for the rights of, and you know it's so hard to get the rights for books. You're often just ignored or whatever, you know. But
Mm.
I would love
Which
to
is
do
such
an
a shame
actual
because it's a great way
reading
of
of
getting
that.
it across to people as well. Books that have you've forgotten about in your childhood that you're actually getting to relive again.
Just spreading the love of literature,
I
you
know.
know.
And there's just a lot of red tape that I didn't even know about until we started talking about it and talking about what you do and how you're really limited with what you can do. And yet
Terribly, yeah. It's not
you're really
like
there's like just this
music
little
industry and
box.
gaming and stuff. It's
Yeah, like this is your box and this is all you can
stay
do
in
within the
it, yeah, yeah,
box.
yeah.
And then like for you to have the audacity to have a go at doing something, they just quash you and that was really heartbreaking.
It was rough. It was rough. Like, you know, I don't want to go into all that now, really, but like, you know, a bunch of massive publishers just
Hmm.
came down hard, and there was obviously no coordination between them. It's just how they operate, you know. Um,
I love how your mom backed me. Mama
ish.
Fox was like it came out in the 1970s. It has that feel to it. It's
Oh,
definitely a.
fair play. But is that the movie itself that came
I
in
think it's
out in the 70s?
that I would
Yeah,
guess
because I
it's the
thought the book was
animation.
70s and the film was 80s or something like that.
I
But
don't
I mean,
know.
Mum's general knowledge is off the
Pretty
chain, so I'm not going to argue with
very outside.
it. Let me just
So
see what else I'm missing as well. Funny thing, but The Secret Garden and The Railway Children are my two favourites. I listen to them so much. I have them memorised. That's beautiful, Mary. Yeah, The Railway Children, that was another real surprise for me. I'd heard of it. Obviously, it's a really famous children's book, but I'd certainly never read it. And yeah, it was just about a year ago. I was trying to get back into 1984. I was looking around for all sorts of things. I wanted something more with the vibe of The Secret Garden, but that wasn't a Francis Hodgson Burnett. You know, I wanted to try something different. And honestly, the second I started reading it, you know, I browse all sorts of different things, and then the second I started reading it, I was like, yep. I just took to it immediately. And originally I was going to just do it as a very sort of relaxed bit of a raw reading style, not worry about editing it too much.
Sure.
But then as soon as I got reading it, I thought, no, I really need to try and do the best job that I can of this. And I loved The Railway Children. It's beautiful. And it's been so nice to see so many people over the last year really enjoying that one. I wasn't sure whether it would stand out to people, whether it would mean much to people. You know, they see The Railway Children and they might not know what that is and be interested in it. But a lot of people have come out and said it is an old favourite of theirs, or they've just really enjoyed the reading. So that's lovely. Oh, and Matt Samnick, yeah, you're saying Edgar Allan Poe would be great. H.P. Lovecraft, another one that I've tried a little bit in the past. Like, I've done his A Colour Out of Space, and that was the first time I ever tried doing a soundscape in the background as well. So I made a full sort of thunderstorm that rolls in and out at poignant points of the book, and add a little fireplace video, and I wrote my own sort of like little script at the start where it's sort of, it was around the same time that I was playing around with Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah.
And so I sort of pictured it as in, like, you're laid sort of on like a chaise longue, and you know, you're coming round. It's back in like late 1800s or early 1900s.
Right. Okay.
Fire's going, and
I love the chaise longue image. By
and
the
you're
way.
co-inhabiting. You're co-inhabiting.
back too.
You know, it's a rainy, dark night. You've like nodded off in front of the fire, probably reading an old book or a newspaper or
Are we
something.
just seeing the embers then as the fire died? Have you woken up?
No,
at that
your housemates kept it going, because
nice.
he's stayed up, sort of Sherlock Holmes type.
Sure,
You know, and he's perusing all these weird documents that he probably gets sent. You know, he's looking in an archive, and he kicks up some strange story, and that is basically A Colour Out of Space, and he's sort of trying to establish whether this is real or is it just make believe.
Right,
And he's sort of like, you're awake. Yes, I was just wondering if you would take a look at this and see what you think, sort of thing. So I just like made up this like little script, and then it just flows into the start of A Colour Out of Space. Like, here's the, because it's done in that sense of like a bit like Blair Witch or Paranormal
so
Activity,
cool,
but
though.
obviously it's H.P. Lovecraft, so it's an old piece, but it's done, a lot of his work's done as if it's sort of like, is this real? You know, that's that eldritch horror style that he has, where it's sort of like, are these horrors actually, did this actually happen? You know, it's
You're
not presented
questioning
just
it.
as a fun story. It's actually sort of like, this could have happened. Yeah, it's really cool. It's like
Really
eerie.
cool.
So yeah, I've only had a go at H.P. Lovecraft one other time, and that was just on a live stream. And I didn't prep it very well, so I feel like I could do a way better job of H.P. Lovecraft. Oh, and Metal Farmer, really lovely to see you drop in as well. Such a long time since I've seen you in the chat. I think the last time was probably the last time I live streamed. I feel like you might have said hello then as well. Really lovely to see you. Oh, and Seth, I've seen you commenting recently as well. Oh, that's so kind. Thank you so much. Commenting that Dracula, that you're a big fan of Dracula. That's so lovely. Thank you. And you're mentioning the Count of Monte Cristo. A few people have mentioned that over the years. Rick, I think you're also one of them. I think that was it Logan that was saying that as well. It's one of those that I feel intimidated by it. It's a hefty book, The Count of Monte Cristo, but I'm sure it would be a great read. Have I ever done myths and legends in your area, as in like the north of England, so to speak? I mean, I did live in Sweden for 10 years, and I did do the Norse myths, so that was sort of my area at the time when
on your YouTube.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting to do like even Derbyshire, like
there's
ghost
a
stories.
lot of stuff, isn't there?
Especially
Yeah.
like Derbyshire, South Yorkshire. I think that
Yeah,
that'd be really good to do local history and local ghost stories and myths and legends that are here. Like we have a
definitely.
famous church in Derbyshire, the Crooked Spire. Really, really cool. So I'm sure that there'd be loads of stories around there as to
Mm,
why it's crooked.
yeah, there's all sorts of stuff, isn't there? And it like I think it was when we were at the Red Brick Market actually. I think it was there. I've seen really recently, if it wasn't today, some poster, and it was like showing all the sort of like hot
It
spots.
was. I'm sure it was. It's
Yeah,
probably the last time that we went where
yeah.
it like literally had like a map. So if you imagine
It
England,
was
it's
at
all
Red
split
Brick, but I didn't
into.
see it today. It must have been when we went last
No, I
time.
think it's when we went last time. So
Yeah,
if you imagine a
yeah.
map of England all split up into
The counters,
counties,
yeah.
it had like almost little geographical hotspots of like this is what happened here. This
Yeah,
is
the
the
witch
story
of
of
so
it.
and so and the so and so
Yeah, no,
cave and
really,
yeah.
really cool.
Yeah.
So that'd be fun
I
for you
think
to
that's a
do.
lovely idea if I could find um some interesting stories based around Northern England and or maybe just the UK generally. Like there'll be a lot of cool Celtic stuff and all sorts of
Well, that
things,
gives
I'm sure.
people a flavor of where you're from and where
Yeah.
the history and legends are here, because there's a lot of cool stuff going
I
on.
think that's a lovely idea, Mary.
Mm.
Um Quincy P. Mars. It's just Seth mentioning Quincy from Dracula. Um, great stuff. All right, should we crack into a little bit of reading, Alex?
Yeah, well, we've kind of been chit chat. I wasn't expecting us to talk for so long, but yeah,
You
like our
yeah, you've
whole
got to settle in. It's lovely.
yeah, well, our whole plan was just to have a go and have we read together because that's a lot that we read a lot together. So why
Yeah,
not just
we
have a
do.
crack and have fun?
Absolutely. It is a lovely thing to be able to just read to someone. Like it's such
Mm.
a simple thing, isn't it? But it's one of those things like a lot of people just stop doing it when you reach a certain age. You know, you get read to when you're a child, and a lot of people read to the children.
Mm.
But just reading together as adults, I don't know. It's just something really lovely about it.
And really intimate, but a different level of intimacy. You're sharing part of yourself, especially like when we
Absolutely.
first started. It was nice to be able to share some of the books that I read growing up, or books that I still have a really strong affinity with. That I'm like, oh, have you read this before? So
That's it. Yeah. And one of the first things that you wanted to share with me was Mort and The
yeah.
Thief of Time
Well, the
and
whole
Terry
Death
Pratchett.
series is
Yeah.
amazing. So Mort with the Death series is like technically the first one, because when you think of Pratchett, you either can go chronologically with the book order, or you can go with it in different series.
That's it. That's it.
So
Because I was a
it's
huge fan
amazing.
of Terry Pratchett as a kid,
Mm.
as a teenager, and I have mentioned that on some live streams way back when talking about Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, Douglas Adams. Like Terry Pratchett for me was like in that same vein, and I enjoyed both of those growing
Yeah,
up.
yeah.
But it's funny because I'd never read the Death series. Like so, this branch of Terry Pratchett,
Very, very
I'd
good.
never delved into. So I'd done it chronologically and gone into. You've seen my copies that I've got, like
Yeah,
The Color of
yeah.
Magic, The Light Fantastic, Equal Rights, but I didn't do more and
Mm.
Sorcery, and and then I've done from the Guards series,
Yeah, yeah.
um, Guards, yeah, Moving Pictures, and then some of his later ones like Thud and some, so
Mm.
it was really cool to like see just like a different part of Terry Pratchett, even though it's something that I did read a lot and loved as a kid. So yeah, you just wanted to share some of this with me, didn't you? And read this to me, which I just thought was amazing. Like for me to actually just be able to sit back and be read to and read to so beautifully, was just like
You're funny.
was just amazing for me. And then I couldn't help but like read The Hobbit to you. It's just like one of the
Mm.
first things that I ever recorded, which was purely just for myself in the beginning. In
Yeah.
2016, it was really just therapeutic. I just had this idea to just, I sort of messed around with a couple of things, but ended up sort of just sitting down and read Fantastic Mr. Fox to myself, and then just recording it on my phone, and then I just started reading The Hobbit to myself, and had this idea to try and share some of it, and one thing
And here we
to
are
another.
now. Now you're here, live streaming, being like, so we're just gonna read a couple of books now.
Yeah, like it's the most normal thing.
That was really cool, though.
But
I'd like
yeah.
to see where you've come from and where you are now.
It's been a funny journey. And Matt Samnick's also saying, reading is precious. It really is. It's a beautiful thing. It's such a simple thing, but I feel like we need more and more of these analog, like face to face. Just I don't just holding on to these like precious things. Like,
so what did you want to start with? Do you want to go right in for Pratchett? Do you want to do something maybe lighter? I'm
totally cool with a bit of Mort.
Well, how do you want to do a page each? Do you want me to start or you? I love it. You're picking out like, where's the good bits of this? Where
so
can
I can have this bit, and you
and you have that bit.
oh, that looks hard. You can have that. Well, how do you feel? Do you want to start? It's your.
You're holding it. Well, you can tell it's my copy because it's just been absolutely. The little bunny. I did get Flopsy. I got Flopsy as well, so you could have.
She's not visible though.
I know she's on the bed. I'd have to move.
She's not visible. We can grab it later.
Okay.
She's fine.
Why are you laughing? What's the matter?
Just so dumb. I just couldn't help but get
randomly. You're funny.
Yes, very cool. Sorry. So yeah. Do you want to introduce it, or do you want me to introduce it?
No. Well, like you introduced really well, so like it makes sense for you to like.
Fine, I'll do the first page, and you'll do the second page better than me anyway, so it doesn't even matter which is the easier bit, is it?
Honestly, if anybody knows, you're so goofy. If anybody knows who does the illustrations as well, because I always thought these as a kid were like amazing.
They are
but,
absolutely amazing.
So like it's another level, absolutely other level.
Yeah, and, incredible detail.
It
reminds me of a lot of the incredible art from Warhammer 40,000 as well. And some of the illustrators of that, like the names have escaped me.
Yeah.
And also, that name's gone as well. I'm not going to try. The guy who's really famous for doing some incredible artwork for the Lord of the Rings before the
movies.
Before the movies, yeah. Just unbelievable details, and to just like pluck that out of the pages of the book, with no guidance whatsoever.
Yeah,
and it's helped to create some of these.
It all in his head. He can see it. I think that's the beautiful thing about reading is that you're left to imagine what it looks like. You can kind of envision what each character.
So hard to actually put something as fantastical as Terry Pratchett or Warhammer 40,000 or Lord of the Rings onto canvas,
there's
though.
A reason why you've not seen many of these become series or movies. How could you, especially Thief of Time? I would love to see that made into TV or an adaptation, but I don't think many people would be brave enough to know where to begin because it jumps a lot.
I know. I've read a lot of interesting discussions online about this as well. Like some people are really like,
how has this not been made into something? But then you understand how would you even begin to?
So tough. Yeah, so tough.
I don't think I'd want to see.
But people thought Lord of the Rings couldn't be done well. And obviously,
they did in 2 years, 3 movies.
Peter Jackson et al. Did pretty well.
Drop.
It
was just great.
You can criticize all sorts of aspects, if you're a real Puritan of the books, but they're still fantastic films, obviously, for a million reasons.
Amazing. Just watching the movies brought me in to then read the books. I mean, now we've just started reading
you were
them
the other way around, weren't you?
Yeah. But then I was kind of that generation. They came out for me when I was a kid. So
yes. Yeah.
Kind of deviated.
Do
you want
to? All right, I'll just do the first page then. It's because I'm also I keep checking that the stream's live and things as well. That's why I'm look a bit distracted.
Yeah, you're more conscious of that than me.
I'm
just la la la.
Oh, I've had it in the past where you sat chatting for 10 minutes or reading for 15 and it's like the stream's crashed or something. You're like, well, that was sad.
Just a single
I'm fine. Just restart it. It's okay.
It's cool.
Yeah. So I am just sort of aware of that at the same time. But yeah, let's.
Do you want to start?
Yeah, I'll start.
You can set the tone, and then people
There's
can.
no tone. I think. Yeah, but that's also the thing. It's I don't want to steal your style? Because I think you've got like a lighter. I don't know. You naturally are so light with things. Like
Well, do you want me here? I'll start, and then that way you can kind of pick up.
Judge
Because
yours.
you're
Okay.
so much more
Okay.
adaptive. So, like, what do you want to do? Do you want to read just like a couple of pages?
I'll just see how
See
it
where
goes.
we go?
Just how it goes.
how it
But
goes.
but yeah. So this is Mort by the wonderful Terry Pratchett.
The late Pratchett.
Yes. Was he a sir in the end?
That I don't know. Again,
Was
we'd
he a
have to
sir,
ask,
Terry Pratchett?
ask
If he
Pat.
wasn't, he should have been.
Ask Pat.
Yeah, sorry, I was just reading this about. I was looking for The Hobbit by you and couldn't find it. I can't fortune. Yeah, The Hobbit's not on YouTube anymore, unfortunately. But you know, don't worry. Like my version of The Hobbit, it's so old. Like the sound quality was so crummy. Like I couldn't believe that. Like I don't know, even years later, that some of you were saying that you still enjoyed listening to it, and I'm just like, really? It's like
Yes.
it's so sweet, but like I think this is the thing. Like obviously, the more you do something, you just try and hold yourself to a higher and higher level. It gets hard to sort of listen to yourself sometimes. I'm sure it's like this for many people. But anyway,
Definitely for other content creators, I'm sure.
That's what I
there is.
mean,
And
you
there's
know.
that imposter syndrome as well.
Yeah,
But like,
yeah.
even if the quality wasn't the best, people are listening to it for you. They're liking how your take on it. And
Yeah,
your
that was it, I
slant.
guess. And just you're hearing through the bad audio quality and the lack of editing and all that sort of thing.
It's raw. It's
But that's
really
why I
nice.
so wanted to give it another go. Like on some live streams during COVID, for example, you know, I read the first 3 chapters, and it was so lovely to be doing it again. And then obviously
Yeah.
I had to stop with all the Tolkien estate stuff anyway. But God, I would so love to do that bit again.
Wow. But yeah,
Anywho.
we'll start with Mort.
Yeah.
And we'll just do a couple pages. So I'll start, and then Stephen can show me how it's done. And it's funny.
You'll be taking over my channel soon.
This guy. Anyway, no, I can't. Anyway, so we'll start. So, setting the scene, which I love about Pratchett, is that he takes so much time to bring you into the book. So I love how this starts. This is the bright candlelit room where the lifetimers are stored, shelf upon shelf of them, squat hourglasses, one for every living person, pouring their fine sand from the future into the past. The accumulated hiss of the falling grains makes the room roar like the sea. This is the owner of the room, stalking through it with a preoccupied air. His name is Death. But not any death. This is the Death whose particular sphere of operations is, well, not a sphere at all, but the Discworld, which is flat and rides on the back of 4 giant elephants who stand on the shell of an enormous star turtle, Great Atun, which is bound by a waterfall that cascades endlessly into space. Scientists have calculated that the chance of anything so patently absurd actually existing are millions to 1. But magicians have calculated that 1,000,000 to 1 chances crop up 9 times out of 10. Death clicks across the black and white tiled floor on toes of bone, muttering inside his cowl as his skeletal fingers count along the rows of busy hourglasses. Finally, he finds one that seems to satisfy him, lifts it carefully from its shelf, and carries it across to the nearest candle. He holds it so that the light glints off it and stares at the little point of reflected brilliance.
The steady gaze from those twinkling eye sockets encompasses the world turtle, sculling through the deeps of space, carapace scarred by comets and pitted by meteors. One day, even great Tatooine will die, Death knows. Now that would be a challenge. But the focus of his gaze dives onwards towards the blue-green magnificence of the disc itself. turning slowly under its tiny, orbiting sun. Now it curves away towards the great mountain range called the Ramtops. The Ramtops are full of deep valleys and unexpected crags, and considerably more geography than they know what to do with. They have their own peculiar weather, full of shrapnel rain and whiplash winds and permanent thunderstorms. Some people say it's all because the Ramtops are the home of old, wild magic. Mind you, some people will say anything. Death blinks, adjusts for depth of vision. Now he sees the grassy country on the turn-wise slopes of the mountains. Now he sees a particular hillside. Now he sees a field. Now he sees a boy running. Now he watches. Now, in a voice like lead slabs being dropped on granite, he says, "Yes." There was no doubt that there was something magical in the soil of that hilly, broken area which, because of the strange tint that it gave to the local flora, was known as the octarine grass country. For example, it was one of the few places on the disk where plants produced reannual varieties.
Reannuals are plants that grow backwards in time. You sow the seed this year, and they grow last year. Mort's family specialized in distilling the wine from reannual grapes. These were very powerful and much sought after by fortune tellers, since of course they enabled them to see into the future. The only snag was that you got the hangover the morning before and had to drink a lot to get over it. Reannual growers tended to be big, serious men, much given to introspection and close examination of the calendar. A farmer who neglects to sow ordinary seeds only loses the crop, whereas anyone who forgets to sow the seeds of a crop that has already been harvested 12 months before risks disturbing the entire fabric of causality, not to mention acute embarrassment. It was also acutely embarrassing to Mort's family that the youngest son was not at all serious and had about the same talent for horticulture that you would find in a dead starfish. It wasn't that he was unhelpful, but he had a kind of vague, cheerful helpfulness that serious men soon learned to dread. There was something infectious, possibly even fatal, about it. He was tall, red-haired and freckled, with the sort of body that seems to only marginally under its owner's control. It appears to have been built out of knees. On this particular day, it was hurtling across the high fields, waving its hands and yelling. Mort's father and uncle watched it disconsolately from a stone wall. "What I don't understand," said Father Lezick, "is that the birds don't even fly away. I'd fly away if I saw it coming towards me. The human body is a wonderful thing. I mean, his legs go all over the place. But there's a fair turn of speed there." That's how I imagine them. That they're from the south of England. And that they're from
I know, like Shire folk.
Yeah, no, they are humble people.
Mort reached the end of a furrow. An overfull wood pigeon lurched slowly out of his way. "His heart's in the right place, mind,"
Just like that,
said Lezick carefully. "Of course, 'tis the rest of him that isn't." "He's clean about the house. Doesn't eat much," said Lezick. "Oh, I can see that." Lezick looked sideways at his brother, who was staring fixedly at the sky. "I did hear you got a place going up at your farm, Hamish," he said. "Got an apprentice in, didn't I?" Said Lezick gloomily. "When was that, then?" "Yesterday," said his brother, lying with rattlesnake speed. "All signed and sealed. Sorry. Look, I got nothing against young Mort, see? He is as nice as a boy could wish to meet. It's just that—" I know, said Lezick. He couldn't find his arse with both hands. They stared at the distant figure. It had fallen over. Some pigeons had waddled over to inspect it. He's not stupid, mind, said Hamish. Not what you'd call stupid. There's a brain there, all right, Lezak conceded. Sometimes he starts thinking so hard he has to... Oh, you has to hit him round the head to get his attention. His granny taught him to read, see? I reckon it overheated his mind. Mort had got up and tripped over his robe. You ought to set him to a trade, said Hamish reflectively. The priesthood, maybe. Or wizardry. They do a lot of reading, wizards. They looked at each other. Into both their minds stole an inkling of what Mort might be capable of if he got his well-meaning hands on a book of magic.
All right, said Hamish hurriedly. Something else, then. There must be lots of things he could turn his hand to. He starts thinking too much. That's the trouble, said Lezak. Look at him now. You don't have to think about how to scare birds. You just does it. A normal boy, I mean. Hamish scratched his chin thoughtfully. It could be someone else's problem, he said. Lezak's expression did not alter, but there was a subtle change around his eyes. What do you mean? He said. There's a hiring fair at Sheep Ridge next week. You set him as apprentice, see? And his new master'll have the job of knocking him into shape. 'Tis the law. Get him in dectored and 'tis binding. Lezak looked across the field at his son, who was examining a rock. I wouldn't want anything to happen to him, mind, he said doubtfully. We're quite fond of him, his mother and me. You get used to people. It'd be for his own good, you'll see. Make a man of him. Ah, well, there's certainly plenty of raw material, sighed Lezak. Mort was getting interested in the rock. It had curly shells in it, relics of the early days of the world, when the creature had made creatures out of stone. No one knew why. Mort was interested in a lot of things. Why people's teeth fitted together so neatly, for example. He'd given that one a lot of thought. Then there was the puzzle of why the sun came out during the day instead of at night, when the light would have come in useful. He knew the standard explanation, which somehow didn't seem satisfying. I love Mort. So funny.
In short, Mort was one of those people who are more dangerous than a bag full of rattlesnakes. He was determined to discover the underlying logic behind the universe. Which was going to be hard, because there wasn't one. The creator had a lot of remarkably good ideas when he put the world together, but making it understandable hadn't been one of them. Tragic heroes always moan when the gods take an interest in them, but it's the people the gods ignore who get the really tough deals. His father was yelling at him, as usual. Mort threw the rock at a pigeon, which was almost too full to lurch out of the way, and wandered back across the field. And that was why Mort and his father walked down through the mountains into Sheep Ridge on Hogswatch Eve, with Mort's rather sparse possessions in a sack on the back of a donkey. The town wasn't much more than 4 sides to a cobbled square, lined with shops that provided all the service industry of the farming community. After 5 minutes, Mort came out of the tailor's wearing a loose-fitting brown garment of imprecise function, which had been understandably unclaimed by a previous owner, and had plenty of room for him to grow, on the assumption that he would grow into a 19-legged elephant. His father regarded him critically. Very nice, he said. For the money. How does Mort sound?
I think he'll be more higher pitched, so like I imagine like
itches.
Yeah, he's probably about 14, 15, so I'm thinking like it itches. That's what I'll have a go.
Yeah,
See if I can
yeah,
get it like very similar to maybe not as like a broad accent as how we're making Lesik and Hamish.
yeah.
He's a
Yeah.
bit softer, but him just like it itches.
It
he's,
is.
he's quite a nervous, not
Mm.
sure of himself kind of boy. He's being told by the people around him that like, wow, you're a weirdo. So he's not really sure of himself.
He's got to be a
So,
little insecure,
yeah,
bless him. I like what he says here as well.
yeah.
Itches, said Mort. I think there's things in here with me. There's thousands of lads in the world that'd be very thankful for a nice warm... Lesik paused and gave up. Garment? Like that, my lad?
I could share it with them, Mort said hopefully. You've got to look smart, said Lesik severely. You've got to make an impression. Stand out in the crowd. There was no doubt about that. He would. They set out amongst the throng crowding the square, each listening to his own thoughts. Usually Mort enjoyed visiting the town, with its cosmopolitan atmosphere and strange dialect from villages as far away as 5, even 10 miles. But this time he felt unpleasantly apprehensive, as if he could remember something that hadn't happened yet. The fair seemed to work like this. Men looking for work stood in ragged lines in the center of the square, many of them sporting little symbols in their hats to tell the world the kind of work they were trained in. Shepherds wore a wisp of wool, carpenters a hack of horsehair, interior decorators a strip of rather interesting Hessian wall covering, and so on. The boys seeking apprenticeships were clustered on the hub of the side of the square. You just go and stand there, and someone comes and offers you an apprenticeship, said Lesik, his voice trimmed with uncertainty. If they like the look of you, that is. How did they do that? Said Mort. Well, said Lesik, and paused. Hamish hadn't explained this bit. He drew on his limited knowledge of the marketplace, which was restricted to livestock sales, and ventured. I suppose they'll count your teeth and that, and make sure you don't wheeze and your feet are all right. I shouldn't let on about the reading. It unsettles people. And then what? Said Mort. Then you'll go and learn a trade. What trade in particular?
Well, carpentry's a good one, Lesik hazarded. Or thievery. Someone's got to do it. Mort looked at his feet. He was a dutiful son, when he remembered, and if being an apprentice was what was expected of him, then he was determined to be a good one. Carpentry didn't sound very promising, though. Wood had a stubborn life of its own, and a tendency to split. And official thieves were rare in the Ramtops, where people weren't rich enough to afford them. All right, he said eventually. I'll go and give it a try. But what happens if I don't get prenticed? Lesik scratched his head. I don't know, he said. I expect you just wait until the end of the fair. At midnight, I suppose. And now midnight approached. A light frost began to crisp the cobblestones. In the ornamental clock tower that overlooked the square, a couple of delicately carved little automatons whirred out of trapdoors in the clock face and struck the quarter hour. 15 minutes to midnight. Mort shivered. But the crimson fires of shame and stubbornness flared up inside him, hotter than the slopes of hell. He blew on his fingers for something to do and stared up at the freezing sky, trying to avoid the stares of the few stragglers among what remained of the fair. Most of the storekeepers had packed up and gone. Even the hot meat pie man had stopped crying his wares and, with no regard for personal safety, was eating one. The last of Mort's fellow hopefuls had vanished hours ago. He was a wall-eyed young man with a stoop, and a running nose, and Sheepridge's one licensed beggar had pronounced him to be ideal material.
The lad on the other side of Mord had gone off to be a toy maker. One by one, they trooped off. The masons, the farers, the assassins, the mercers, coppers, hoodwinks, and ploughmen. In a few minutes, it'd be the new year, and 100 boys would be starting out hopefully on their careers. New, worthwhile lives of useful service rolling out in front of them. Mort wondered miserably why he hadn't been picked. He tried to look respectable and had looked all prospective masters squarely in the eye to impress them with his excellent nature and extremely likable qualities. This didn't seem to have the right effect. "Would you like hot meat pie?" said his father. "No." "He's selling them cheap." "No, thank you." "Oh." Lezick hesitated. "I could ask the man if he wants an apprentice," he said helpfully. "Very reliable, the catering trade." "I don't think he does," said Moore. "No, probably not," said Lezick. "Bit of a one-man business, I expect. He's gone now anyway. Tell you what, I'll save you a bit of mine." "I don't actually feel very hungry, Dad. There's hardly any gristle." "No, but thanks all the same." "Oh." Lezick deflated a little. He danced about a bit of a stamp some life back into his feet and whistled a few tuneless bars between his teeth. He felt he ought to say something, to offer some kind of advice, to point out that life had its ups and downs, to put his arm around his son's shoulder and talk expansively about the problems of growing up, to indicate, in short, that the world is a funny old place where no one should never, metaphorically speaking, be so proud as to turn down the offer of a perfectly good hot meat pie.
They were alone now. The frost, the last one of the year, tightened its grip on the shoes. High in the tower above them, a cogged wheel went clonk, tripped a lever, released a ratchet, and let a heavy lead weight drop down. There was a dreadful metallic wheezing noise, and the trapdoors in the clock face slid open, releasing the clockwork men. Swinging their hammers jerkily, as if they were afflicted with robotic arthritis, they began to ring in the new day. "Well, that's it," said Lezick hopefully. They'd have to find somewhere to sleep. Hogswatch night was no time to be walking in the mountains. Perhaps there was a stable somewhere. "It's not midnight until the last stroke," said Mort distantly. Lezick shrugged. The sheer strength of Mort's obstinacy was defeating him. "All right," he said. "We'll wait then." And then they heard the clip-clop of hooves, which boomed rather more loudly around the chilly square than common acoustics should really allow. In fact, clip-clop was an astonishingly inaccurate word for the kind of noise which rattled around Mort's head. Clip-clop suggested a rather jolly little pony, quite possibly wearing a straw hat with holes cut out for its ears. An edge to this sound made it very clear that straw hats weren't an option. The horse entered the square by the hub road, steam curling off its huge damp white flanks and sparks striking up from the cobbles beneath it. It trotted proudly like a war charger. It was definitely not wearing a straw hat. The tall figure on its back was wrapped up against the cold.
When the horse reached the center of the square, the rider dismounted, slowly, and fumbled with something behind the saddle. Eventually he, or she, produced a nose bag, fastened it over the horse's ears, and gave it a friendly pat on the neck. The air took on a thick, greasy feel, and the deep shadows around Mort became edged with blue and purple rainbows. The rider strode towards him, black cloak billowing and feet making little clicking sounds on the cobbles. They were the only noises. Silence clamped down on the square like great drifts of cotton wool. The impressive effect was rather spoiled by a patch of ice. "Oh, bugger." That's how he's deep. That's as deep as I could go. It wasn't exactly a voice. The words were there all right, but they arrived in Mort's head without bothering to pass through his ears. He rushed forward to help the fallen figure and found himself grabbing hold of a hand that was nothing more than polished bone, smooth and rather yellowed like an old billiard ball. The figure's hood fell back, and a naked skull turned its empty eye sockets towards him. Not quite empty, though. Deep within them, as though they were windows looking across the gulfs of space, were two tiny blue stars. It occurred to Mort that he ought to feel horrified, so he was slightly shocked to find that he wasn't. It was a skeleton sitting in front of him, rubbing its knees and grumbling. But it was a live one, curiously impressive, but not, for some strange reason, very frightening. "Thank you, boy," said the skull. "What is your name?" I know I'm trying.
I'm loving it.
Said Mort. Mortimer, sir. They call me Mort."
I love that it's all in capitals as well.
Because it's death.
When he speaks.
Oh, well, they don't know that, but like...
Spoiler alert, alert,
Well,
alert.
like, he's on the front
He is on the
cover.
front cover,
He's
but
there.
calm down. You can tell that you've read this a million times. But how do you even do the voice that can't even be heard? No, but I mean, like, realistically, there's just no way of actually doing it
that's why
justice.
I kinda did
when it's
it-
in someone's
It
head
has to be
before
like
they hear it.
echoing.
Almost.
It has to be like, what a coincidence. It has to be like, yeah, it's like gonna echo because like it's all happening in his head. I think this is why Mort's like,
What a
not...
coincidence.
Yeah, like that. That's very good.
Sedence.
No,
I've just been
no
sitting there.
echo.
You said it was echoing his head.
But like,
No, but
it's
it's because
chipped.
I know it's weirdly like telepathic. You know.
He's so good. I mean, like, Inner Circle makes a good point. He is a brilliantly crafted character because he's like a parody of himself, if that makes sense. Like, he's what man envisions him to be, and yet he carries on with his role very humbly.
Yeah. Oh, that's because Rick's been saying something. I gotcha. Yeah.
I got you. I'm looking. I can see. Go on. Sorry, I'll stop interrupting.
No, it's great. What a coincidence, said the skull. Help me up, please.
That's like Christopher Lee. That's so good. Sorry.
Oh, but then that would be more like. Oh, okay. I'm overthinking. The figure, but do you think he has got an accent?
No, he's neutral.
It's got to be as neutral as possible.
He's not from.
But should he be well spoken, like sort of RP?
No.
No.
RP.
Sorry, like received pronunciation.
I think he's very neutral tone, but just deep.
You know, would he be like, what? Do you know what I mean?
No.
What a coincidence.
No.
Very... Not too not like too. So you want to not be able to place his background of any.
No.
As much as possible. Although he's still going to be a bit British, isn't he? Because it's Terry Pratchett.
No,
I don't mean British like that, but I mean he's not going to have an American accent or Australian accent or
I see what you mean.
It's English language, British Isles, as neutral as that can be, even though it's only neutral to us.
I think you make a good point. You can't place him. You don't know where he's from. You don't know what his background is because he is death personified.
Yeah. Cool job. Cool job to have.
Cool.
The figure rose unsteadily, brushing itself down. Now Mort could see there was a heavy belt around its waist, from which was slung a white-handled sword. "I hope you are not hurt, sir," he said politely. The skull grinned. Of course, Mort thought, it hasn't much of a choice. "No harm done, I am sure." The skull looked around and seemed to see Lezek, who appeared to be frozen to the spot, for the first time. Mort thought an explanation was called for. "My father," he said, trying to move protectively in front of Exhibit A without causing any offence. "Excuse me, sir, but are you deaf?" "Correct. Full marks for observation, that boy." Mort swallowed. "My father is a good man," he said. He thought for a while and added, "Quite good. I'd rather you left him alone, if it's all the same to you. I don't know what you have to do to him, but I'd like you to stop it. No offence meant." Death stepped back, his skull on one side. "I have merely put us outside time for a moment," he said. "He will see and hear nothing that disturbs him. No, boy. It was you I came for." "Me?"
"You are here seeking employment?" Light dawned on Mort.
"You are looking for an apprentice?"
he said.
The eye sockets turned towards him, their actinic pinpoints flaring.
"Of course."
Death waved a bony hand. There was a wash of purple light, a sort of visible pop, and Lezek unfroze.
Above his head, the clockwork autons got on with the job of proclaiming midnight, as time was allowed to come creeping back. Lezek blinked. "Didn't see you there for a minute," he said. "Sorry, mine must have been elsewhere." I can't do it like
Doesn't matter. I don't think I'm doing it particularly well.
I think it's fantastic.
I would give it a lot more thought, but yeah, I don't know. It's really difficult.
"I was offering your boy a position," said Death. "I trust that beats your approval." "What was your job again?" said Lezek, talking to a black-robed skeleton without showing even a flicker of surprise. "I usher souls into the next world," said Death. "Ah," said Lezek. "Of course. Sorry, shoulda guessed from the clothes. Very necessary work, very steady. Established business." "I have been going for some time, yes," said Death. Good. Never really thought of it as a job for Mort, but it's good work, always very reliable. What's your name?" "Death." "Dad," said Mort urgently, "can't say I recognize the firm."
Death Inc. That's limited.
said Lezek. "Where are you based exactly?" "From the uttermost depths of the sea to the heights where even the eagle may not go,"
Oh, I love that.
said Death. "That's fair enough," nodded Lezek. "Well, Dad," said Mort, pulling at his father's coat. Death laid a hand on Mort's shoulder. You could actually see him. "What your father sees and hears is not what you see and hear," he said. "Do not worry him. Do you think he would want to see me in the flesh, as it were?" "But you're Death," said Mort. "You go around killing people." "Aye, Kill? Said Death, obviously offended. Certainly not. People get killed, but that's their business. I take over from then on. After all, it would be a bloody stupid world if people got... Wait. Stop laughing. You're putting me off. Wait. I've got to get back into it.
That's so good.
It's so funny. I love Pratchett.
I know, but that's why I was like, I don't really know how to do it, because it's got the humor as well. So it's like,
But
I don't
it
want
has
it.
to be really plain though, because like what he's
I
saying.
love that you're doing it like a robot. Like
He is
it's
a
so
robot,
good.
he's
Oh,
dead.
it's so good.
Wait, let me try.
I love
Let me
that.
go it again. I kill, said Death, obviously offended. Certainly not.
It's like kill question mark.
You're bad.
I love that. It's so good.
Certainly not. People get killed. But that's their business. I take over from then on. After all, it would be bloody stupid world if people got killed without dying, wouldn't it? Okay, now go.
There's no way I can top that. That's
Just,
so
I
good.
just imagine it being like this really like yes.
I
No. What a
Well, he's
stupid
like
bunch of-
outside of the regular corporeal realm, isn't
He's
it? So he's not
socially
like seeing
awkward.
it like a human would see it at all.
Of course, because he's not. So like I see him as just this socially awkward, like yes.
That's so
Bumbling
good.
about.
Well, yes, said Mort doubtfully. Mort had never heard the word intrigued. It was not in regular use in the family vocabulary. But a spark in his soul told him that here was something weird and fascinating and not entirely horrible, and that if he let this moment go, he'd spend the rest of his life regretting it. And he remembered the humiliations of the day and the long walk back home. He began. I don't have to die to get the job, do I?
Being dead is not compulsory.
And the bones?
Not if you don't want to.
Mort breathed out again. It had been starting to prey on his mind. Imagine the transformation.
Yes.
Like you literally have to sign your life away to sort of like, I am now Death's apprentice. And like,
And you turn it, you look at yourself in the mirror like, what have I become? And you're freaking out.
Not if you don't want to.
Well, it's true. I guess
like it
it's
sounds like it is an
optional.
option though. It's
It's
like, well,
optional.
then we'd suit.
Oh,
You know, we'd be
gotcha.
nice. Like we're like, yeah, we look,
Oh,
we look good
best.
together.
Oh, friends.
Yeah, on ID card.
Death friends.
Death Junior.
Death.
Death and
2.0.
Death Junior. Yeah,
Yeah, cool.
2.0. Yeah.
Cool.
If Father says it's all right, he said. They looked at Lezak, who was scratching his beard. How do you feel about this, Mort? He said, with the brittle brightness of a fever victim. It's not everyone's idea of an occupation. It's not what I had in mind, I admit. But they do say that undertaking is an honoured profession. It's your choice. Undertaking? Said Mort. Death nodded, and raised his finger to his lips in a conspiratorial gesture.
Just don't bother your dad. Just
Yeah, he's not
follow-
quite seeing what you're seeing here.
no.
Like, it's interesting, said Mort slowly. I think I'd like to try it. Where did you say your business was? Said Leslie. Is it far?
No further than the thickness of a shadow, said Death. Where the first primal cell was, there was I also. Where man is, there am I. When the last life crawls under freezing stars, there will I be.
That's excellent. So good. That's exactly.
Ah. Good. It's over
so-
to you.
That was so good. It just
I
sounded.
still
like
think
it
yours
was...
is better though. Yours is so good. And sorry, by the Rick. What was I saying? If not Rick, I'm sorry if I said your name wrong.
I didn't say it.
I'm getting tired. I think it's 11.
Oh, it's because I
11:20.
said like inner circle, like maybe, and he was like telling me his name. It's
Oh
like, I'm
yeah,
Rick,
but
by
I
the
may
way.
have just said it wrong because I'm a donut. Please continue. Please continue.
You are. I like donuts though.
Donuts are great.
Donuts. Yeah, I know where I am.
Just keep the momentum. It's good.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Oh. Yeah, that sounds better. Like, said Lesig. You get about a bit, then. He looked puzzled, like a man struggling to remember something important, and then obviously gave up. Death patted him on the shoulder in a friendly fashion and turned to Mort. Have you any possessions, boy? Yes, said Mort, and then remembered. Only I think I left them in the shop. Dad, we left the sack of clothes in the shop. It'll be shut, said Lesig. Shops don't open on Ogswatch Day. You'll have to go back the day after tomorrow. Well, tomorrow now. It is of light account, said Death. We will leave now. No doubt I will have business here soon enough. I hope you'll be able to drop in and see us soon, said Lesig. He seemed to be struggling with his thoughts. I'm not sure that'll be a good idea, said Mort. Well, goodbye, lad, said Lesig. You're to do what you're told, you understand? And, excuse me, sir, do you have a son? Death looked rather taken aback. No, he said. I have no sons. Just have a word with my boy, if you've no objection. Then I will go and see to the horse, said Death, with more than normal tact. Lesig put his arm around his son's shoulders, with some difficulty in view of their differences in height, and gently propelled him across the square. Mort, you know your Uncle Hamish told me about this prenticing business, he whispered. Yes? Well, he told me something else, the old man confided. He said it's not unknown for an apprentice to inherit his master's business. What do you think of that then, eh?
I'm not sure, said Mort. It's worth thinking about.
He's whispering.
Oh, sorry. He's worth thinking about, said Lesig. Yeah, I know, and he's over-tending to the horses.
Yeah.
Very politely.
I know,
politely.
with normal
It's like, I'll leave you to it.
Just like,
It's a big decision. I am thinking about it, Father. Many a young lad has started out that way, Hamish said. He makes himself useful, earns his master's confidence, and well, if there's any daughters in the house, did Mr. say anything about daughters? Mr. who? Said Mort. Mr. your new master. Oh, him. No, I don't think so, said Mort slowly. I don't think he's the marrying type. Many a keen young man owes his advancement to his nuptials, said Lesig. He does? Mort, I don't think you're really listening. What? Lesig came to a halt on the frosty cobbles and spun the boy around to face him. You're really going to have to do better than this, he said. Don't you understand, boy? If you're going to amount to anything in this world, then you've got to listen. I'm your father telling you these things. Mort looked down at his father's face. He wanted to say a lot of things. He wanted to say how much he loved him, how worried he was. He wanted to ask what his father really thought he'd just seen and heard. He wanted to say that he felt as though he stepped on a molehill and found that it was really a volcano. He wanted to ask what nuptials meant. What he actually said was, Yes, thank you. I'd better be going. I'll try and write you a letter. There's bound to be someone passing who can read it to us, said Lesig. Goodbye, Mort. He blew his nose.
Goodbye, Dad. I'll come back and visit, said Mort. Death coughed tactfully. Wait. Oh yeah, yes, like even not tactfully, it's just a sound. Just breathing heavily,
like a death
there's
rattle,
like,
you know.
just breathing.
That is a funny
Yes.
thing to imagine.
Oh, here. So death coughed tactfully, although it sounded like a pistol crack of an ancient beam full of death-watched beetle.
Wow, like
That's
death watch beetles that live in the wood. You know?
Yeah. Like,
An ancient beam. What, a crack? Like the beam itself is cracking?
like
The pistol crack
of
of
an ancient beam.
Wow.
Full of
Death
death-watch
watch
beetle.
beetles.
No, beetle. Not even multiple.
Full
just
of
the
death
one.
watch beetle. Amazing. That's a hell of a sound.
Oh gosh, Jamie jump. We had better be going, he said. Hop up, Mort. He's got to do this with his hands, by the way. This is him, like, ominous. I don't know why I'm doing this hand.
Yeah,
It
he's
helps me
casting
get into
his bony hand with
it
the
helps me get
cloak
into
on.
character.
Yeah, I like it. You're channeling it.
I'm trying. As Mort scrambled behind the ornate silver saddle, Death leaned down and shook Lessig's hand. Thank you, he said. He's a good lad at heart, said Lessig. A bit dreamy, that's all. I suppose we were all young once. Death considered this. No, he said. I don't think so. He gathered up the reins and turned the horse towards the rim road. From his perch behind the black-robed figure, Mort waved desperately. Lessig waved back. Then, as the horse and its two riders disappeared from view, he lowered his hand and looked at it. The handshake. It had felt strange. But somehow, he couldn't remember exactly why. Mort listened to the clatter of stones underneath the horse's hooves. Then there was a soft thud of packed earth as they reached the road, and then there was nothing at all. He looked down and saw the landscape spread out below him, the night etched with moonlight silver. If he fell off, the only thing he'd hit was air. He redoubled his grip on the saddle. Then Death said, "Are you hungry, boy?" Yes, sir." The words came straight from his stomach without the intervention of his brain. Death nodded and reined in the horse. It stood on air, the great circular panorama of the disk, glittering below it. Here and there a city was an orange glow. In the warm seas near the rim there was a hint... Wow, what? Hint of... Phosphorescence.
It
That's
takes
a
a
good one.
second when it's an
I
18
looked
letter
at
word,
it
isn't
and
it?
I was like,
Phosphorescence, yeah.
What? The rim, in the warm seas near the rim, there was a hint of phosphorescence. Thanks. In some of the deep valleys, the trapped daylight of the disk, which is slow and slightly heavy, was evaporating like silver steam. I mean...
There's a hell of a footer there, isn't there?
Doesn't put a matter there. That's a little asterisk by
I
heavy.
know. Absolutely. The little footnote. I won't do the footnote now. Although it's probably kind of interesting. But we're not doing it.
No. I love how you look at it. You're like,
it's long.
No.
Yeah, slightly heavy. Practically anything can go faster than disc light, and it goes on and like the whole. Yeah.
But this is what Pratchett...
Well, that's it's the
Amazing.
depth to everything, isn't it? But it was outshone by the glow that rose towards the stars from the rim itself. Vast streamers of light shimmered and glittered across the night. Great golden walls surrounded the world. "It's beautiful," said Mort softly. "What is it?" "The sun is under the disk," said Death. "Is it like this every night?" "Every night," said Death. "Nature's like that." "Doesn't anyone know?" "Me, you, the gods. Good, isn't it?" "Gosh."
Death leaned over the saddle and looked down at the kingdoms of the world. I don't know about you, he said, but I could murder a curry. It's good, isn't it?
It's so good. He was like, I don't know about you. He said, but I could murder a curry. He's like, who wouldn't want a curry
I know, I love
at
it.
midnight? We've not.
But I love doing it like super deadpan as well, and just like actually listening to what he's saying. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like with no intonation at all.
I don't think we're getting takeout now. It's 11:30. Nowhere's gonna be open now, babe.
Desperate times.
Unless it's like pizza, we could get pizza. They're open till like 5.
We might be able to get pizza.
Sorry.
Although definitely not a curry.
But it should be a curry. We should get curry. I do love a good curry. Love it.
This is a long first chapter.
There is no chapters. These little segments. There's. Didn't you know?
Okay, then we're
There's
stopping at
3
curry
here.
then. Oh no, because this is a break too, right? Because we need to like get into a little story that we can just have a play with before we
Well,
wrap up.
I think leave it there and we can come
Yeah,
back because like
yeah.
they're on their way like to set the scene for next time. They're on their way now to Ankh-Morpork, which is like a
Major
like-
city, isn't it?
it's like London.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
people living on top of one another. City never sleeps. It's pretty grimy. It's pretty gross.
But the fantasy medieval version.
Yeah, but it's
Yeah.
really cool. So like wizards live everywhere, and you've got obviously different,
I know
not
what you're going
different
to say.
houses, but different.
It's like the same in Oblivion and Skyrim,
yes,
isn't it? What they
the
call
different
guilds.
Guilds, different guilds. So
Yeah.
like the timekeeper guild, like
I've not time
Watchmakers
travelers.
Guilds.
Oh, watchmakers.
Yeah, so
because
you've
I've
got,
not
like,
read these. For
that's
so
with
long.
more Thief of Time. You learn about the guilds, like the Thieves Guild, and
Yeah,
very
exactly,
much
exactly.
like that. Skyrim, Oblivion, the
That's
Elder
it.
Scrolls.
Although
vibe.
this came a long time before.
Yeah.
But
Oh.
again, very Dungeons and Dragons, the sort of vibe
Really
as well.
cool. That's people are living on top of one another, and people live in houses and shifts. So while one family sleeps, another works, and they kind of swap over. They live on top of one another. They really make use of the space around them, and you can smell it as you're walking through the alley. Like it hits you, and you're like, "Whoa!"
You're really selling it. That you just want to visit.
It's an interesting place.
Yeah.
But no, thank you.
That's
for
the
that.
that's the same city as Vimes and everybody in Guards, right?
I
That
don't
must
know.
be-
I didn't read Guards. Are they in Ankh-Morpork?
I think so. I might be wrong though.
Just
It's
wait
so
until
long.
we just wait until we get to what's it called? I can't remember now. We'll save it because it's gonna be fun.
What, a character in this?
Igor.
Oh,
Just wait till we get to
yeah,
Igor.
yeah, you like
because,
a bit of Igor, don't
I
you?
do, and like it's amazing because like when he speaks, they actually have him as a lisp.
Yeah,
He's got a natural lisp.
Because you're a big fan of the
Oh, no,
audiobooks
sorry,
of this as
I'm-
well, aren't you?
I'm talking garbage. It's in Thief of Time
Oh,
where
is it
we
Thief of
have.
Time?
So sorry because when Igor's in this one, he's hilarious. It's so funny.
But there are many Igors, right? Isn't
Yeah, it's
Igor
part
like
of
a?
it's actually an agency, so you can hire out an Igor. His aunt started it up.
And
like,
is he like the sort of hunchback sort of?
Yeah.
thing?
Think of like Igor from like your normal.
What are you checking out?
Oh, your Mama
Oh,
Fox.
Mama Fox just being sweet.
Laughed out loud at parts. It is very funny.
It's
but
lovely
yeah, so,
just, like,
Igor.
Chatting as well.
There's a
as we go.
bit where like
We're getting
where-
tired, aren't we?
Yeah, I am
It is nearly
tired.
midnight.
I'm so tired and I'm hungry. But there's a bit where he's saying to his master's looking at his hand, and Igor has like 6 like fingers and 2 thumbs on each hand, and it's all gnawed and scarred around his wrist.
Yeah,
He's
like
"We
a
will believe
Frankenstein's monster.
in hand-me-downs in our family." It's just so
Even thumbs.
funny. It's
That's
really,
awesome,
really
yeah.
good.
Oh, you're making me jealous now.
What's
you're making me
that?
jealous, Rick.
Really?
It says really great reading. I've been munching dates, cheese, salami, and tangerines whilst
Nom.
listening. That's
Just
not fair.
rubbing it in now.
That's not fair at
I'm
all.
so glad that he enjoyed it because, like, that's my first
Yeah.
time doing live stream. Obviously, I read to Steven. We read together a lot, and when he was like, "Oh, you're not bad, you can have a go at doing this," that's Steven. I was like,
Yeah, that's how I
right."
talk. Yeah. You've heard, like you've been following me on YouTube for however long. I'm like, all right, yeah. So here we go. We're just gonna go read a story now. Then come on, but chuck us a book. Oh, that one. All right then.
I like the Assassin's Guild. They dress best. I can't call. I'm sure that they do though. I'm sure that they are the most
Assassin's Guild.
Yeah, because again, there's
Well,
all
they've
different
got
guilds.
to like the cloaks. I'm sort of thinking Assassin's Creed sort of style. Yeah,
Behind my...
amazing fashion.
I can't believe Mama Fucks, you're still awake. What are you doing? Go to bed. It's really late.
Don't
It's
tell
too late.
Mama what to do.
It's like 11. It's 20 to 12.
What
Go
do
to
you think
bed.
you are?
We're all gonna be so tired tomorrow.
Can we do just a little bit of twits?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Please, that'd be so much fun. Or like we either have twits or Sutty's Caravan.
Look at this that we found at
We got this where
Brick and Brack.
bric-a-brac.
Bric-a-brac.
Literally, there was just a collection of like these little books for kids. This makes me think of like the McDonald's of the day.
Absolutely. This is amazing though. I'm like, just check it out.
Check it out.
Published 1982. The story Sue's Stolen Bracelet appeared in Sooty's Annual 1980.
Well, which one?
And it's been through Wooers, this.
I
Hasn't
love
it?
it, Mama. I am in bed.
Vimes, yeah, the
Yeah,
captain
he's
in
in the
Ankh-Morpork,
board.
yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
So which one?
Thanks
Are we doing twits? Or
No,
are we
we've
gonna
got to
do
just start a
Sooty?
bit of twits.
Okay. you
We've
want
got
twits.
to start a bit of twits. Yeah.
Do you
It's because
want
everybody
to,
knows a bit of Roald Dahl as well.
Look how angry. Look how angry they are. They're just so mean. No, look at them though. Look how
Look
angry
at them.
grumpy they are.
They're
Get
so
in
angry, their eyes are
place.
popping out of their head.
You silly monkeys. Oh,
Don't
okay.
say anything that gives it away.
I think it's okay. I'm not giving it. It's on the cover. What's going?
I know. It was as much to me as anything. Right,
Okay, we'll read it a bit.
let's
and
have a
then-
bit.
And then I'm gonna order us pizza.
Wow, that sounds awesome. But yeah, like when you read it to the, or like when we read it to the kids, but like you
Yeah.
were doing all the narration, and you absolutely smashed it. So I feel bad sort of taking it off you. But can we do alternate chapters? Because they're really short chapters.
They are really short. I think.
But
Nice.
we've still got to do the voices. when
are
the voices come.
I think we're now in Yorkshire now. They're definitely.
Oh, full on. But the
Yes, they're
yes,
on.
Queen. But
You're so
we don't have any character voices for a few chapters actually. It's here, you see. So I feel like this. Oh, I'll just start it. Because you. Who started the last one?
I did.
You did.
So it makes sense.
You
to
did.
start.
Right, I'll start this one. Okay. So those of you that are still with us, you brave souls,
Well, it couldn't have
or
been
watching
that
this
bad.
on the VOD, the VOD,
What's the VOD?
just the video on demand. You know, the video
Oh.
that's saved like afterwards.
Wait, what?
Yeah. Sorry.
You tricked
Then
me.
this. Yeah, it's
This
not
was all a
deleted
ruse.
after this.
No.
It survives on interwebs forever. Until the apocalypse.
Oh, damn.
This is The Twits by the one and only Roald Dahl. Introducing the Twits characters. There they are. you order. Right. Okay. Sorry.
What are you looking at?
Oh, yeah. Get
What are you
get practicing
looking
in your head.
Sorry, because she's got her glass eye, doesn't she? So I'm sure
Oh, wait,
people
no,
would stare.
No, we did them more like Cockney, didn't we? Not
Yeah,
Yorkshire.
Yeah, they're like, what are you
Yeah, it was like
looking at?
EastEnders
Oh,
characters.
is that nice and squiggly for you?
Yeah.
It was so gross.
Yeah. I find it rather bitter. Yeah.
What?
Like the Orky voices.
I find it rather tasty.
I find it rather bitter.
I
It's
find...
got a distinctly bitter flavour. Buy the other kind next time. We'll see what comes out. We'll see what comes out when we get there, yeah?
Then you
Yeah.
die.
Whatever.
You ain't my mother.
You starting?
Yes, I am. That's soap opera.
Right.
Sorry. What?
The aristocracy send their kids to the Assassin's Guild. You get a high-class education,
I love
says
this. Rick's on it, but like he understands. Whereas
Yes.
like the different guilds,
Yes.
if you were left as an orphan,
Yeah.
put in front of the. It's such a goofball. Like you get left as an orphan in front of a guild, and it's good because it sets you
Yeah,
up for
because
life
they
with the
get a different
trade.
name, don't they? Like what
Yeah,
they do
like
in Game of Thrones
Clopson.
with Snow and...
Yeah, and Lud.
Flood.
No Lud.
Oh, what was the
I don't know. I'm tired.
flood?
I'm sorry.
What's Lud?
Lud is Lopsan Lud, so he's the Thieves Guild for
Oh,
Lud.
right. Gotcha.
And then Cloxon, Jeremy Cloxon.
Yeah, Jeremy Clarkson. What on earth? Right.
Well, that's the whole point. Jeremy Clarkson, Jeremy Clarkson.
That's why I'm like, what on earth? It's bad, isn't it? It's great, but it's bad. Okay. So. Covering you up. Hello, I'm still here.
You can't be trusted.
It is merely Benjamin Bunny. Right. It's not Benjamin, it's Peter Rabbit, shut up. He's got a red jacket, Benjamin, hasn't he? We need to get a Benjamin cuddly as well.
We do, we need Flopsy. Can I get
Go get
Flopsy
Flopsy,
now?
go get Flopsy.
Can I get Flopsy?
Go get Flopsy.
Look,
Lovely,
there's
lovely.
even a little bell inside.
Thanks. Okay, you hold those.
And just, woo!
Be quiet, I'm joking.
So rude. You're so mean.
You can tell I'm getting tired as well.
Yeah, you're just
Right.
like,
Shh. Getting into the mood now. Okay. Roald Dahl. The Twits. Hairy faces. What a lot of hairy-faced men there are around nowadays. When a man grows hair all over his face, it's impossible to tell what he really looks like. Perhaps that's why he does it. He'd rather you didn't know. Then there's the problem of washing. When the very hairy ones wash their faces, it must be as big a job as when you and I wash the hair on our heads. So what I want to know is this. How often do all these hairy-faced men wash their faces? Is it only once a week, like us, on Sunday nights? And do they shampoo it? Do they use a hairdryer? Do they rub hair tonic in to stop their faces from going bald? Do they go to a barber to have their hairy faces cut and trimmed? Or do they do it themselves in front of the bathroom mirror with nail scissors? I don't know. But next time you see a man with a hairy face, which will probably be as soon as you step out onto the street, maybe you will look at him more closely and start wondering about some of these things.
Mr. Twit. Mr. Twit was one of these very hairy-faced men. The whole of his face, except for his forehead, his eyes, and his nose, was covered with thick hair. The stuff even sprouted in revolting tufts out of his nostrils and ear holes. Mr. Twit felt that this hairiness made him look terrifically wise and grand, but in truth, he was neither of these things. Mr. Twit was a twit. He was born a twit, and now at the age of 60, he was a bigger twit than ever. The hair on Mr. Twit's face didn't grow smooth and matted as it does on most hairy-faced men. It grew in spikes that stuck out straight like the bristles of a nail brush. And how often did Mr. Twit wash this bristly, nail-brushy face of his? The answer is never. Not even on Sundays. He hadn't washed it for years.
Dirty beards. As you know, an ordinary, unhairy face like yours, or mine, simply gets a bit smudgy if it's not washed often enough, and there's nothing so awful about that. But a hairy face is a very different matter. Things cling to hairs, especially food. Things like gravy go right in among the hairs and stay there. You and I can wipe our smooth faces with a flannel, and we quickly look more or less all right again. But the hairy man cannot do that. We can also, if we are careful, eat our meals without spreading food all over our faces, but not so the hairy man. Watch carefully next time you see a hairy man eating his lunch, and you'll notice that even if he opens his mouth very wide, it is impossible for him to get a spoonful of beef stew or ice cream and chocolate sauce into it without leaving some of it on the hairs. Mr. Twit didn't even bother to open his mouth wide when he ate. As a result, and because he never washed, There were always hundreds of bits of old breakfasts and lunches and suppers sticking to the hairs around his face. They weren't big bits, mind you, because he used to wipe those off with the back of his hand or on his sleeve while he was eating. But if you look closely, not that you'd ever want to, you would see tiny little specks of dried up scrambled eggs stuck to the hairs, and spinach and tomato ketchup and fish fingers and minced chicken livers and all the other disgusting things Mr. Twit liked to eat. If you look closer still, hold your noses, ladies and gentlemen, if you peer deep into the moustachy bristles sticking out over his upper lip, you would probably see much larger objects that had escaped the wipe of his hand, things that had been there for months and months, like a piece of maggoty green cheese or a mouldy old cornflake, or even the slimy tail of a tinned sardine.
Show that picture.
Because of all this, Mr. Twit never went really hungry. By sticking out his tongue and curling it sideways to explore the hairy jungle around his mouth, he was always able to find a tasty morsel here and there to nibble on. What I'm trying to tell you is that Mr. Twit was a foul and smelly old man. He was also an extremely horrid old man, as you will find out in a moment. Look at that. Tinned sardine, cornflake, and that Stilton cheese.
Just all
As Quentin
accumulated.
Blake so beautifully illustrates.
It's pretty good.
Thanks.
Very good. Mrs. Twit was no better than her husband. She did not, of course, have a hairy face. It was a pity she didn't, because at any rate would have hidden some of her fearful ugliness. Take a look at her.
The mugshot.
Have you ever seen a woman with an uglier face than that? I doubt it. The funny thing is that Mrs. Twit wasn't born ugly. She had quite a nice face when she was young. The ugliness had grown upon her year by year as she got older. Why would that happen? I'll tell you why. If a person has ugly thoughts, it begins to show on their face. And when that person has ugly thoughts every day, every week, every year, the face gets uglier and uglier, until it gets so ugly you can hardly bear to look at it. A person who has good thoughts cannot ever be ugly. You can have a wonky nose and a crooked mouth and a double chin and stick out teeth. But if you have good thoughts, you will shine out of your face like sunbeams, and you'll always look lovely.
Beautiful.
No, I've got more. Stop trying to take the book. I have more.
I'm excited.
I'm
Continue.
excited.
I'm excited.
I really want to read this.
Keep going.
Keep going. It's fun. Nothing shone out of Mrs. Twit's face. In her right hand, she carried a walking stick. She used to tell people that this was because she had warts growing on the soles of her left foot and walking was painful. But the real reason she carried a stick was so that she could hit things with it, like dogs and cats and small children. And then there was the glass eye. Mrs. Twit had a glass eye that was always looking the other way.
The glass eye. You can play a lot of tricks with a glass eye because you can take it out and pop it back in again anytime you like. You can bet your life Mrs. Twit knew all the tricks. One morning she took out her glass eye and dropped it into Mr. Twit's mug of beer when he wasn't looking. Mr. Twit sat there drinking the beer slowly. The froth made a white ring on the hairs around his mouth. He wiped the white froth onto his sleeve and wiped his sleeve on his trousers.
thought we were reading chapter by chapter.
No, but still do the voices.
Oh. Oh my god. You can tell I'm
I
dying.
know you're tired.
Shh. Don't tell anybody. It's not obvious. Right, are we going Cockney? I'm gonna get into...
Just channel whatever comes. Just channel whatever comes. Doesn't have to have a region.
You're plotting something.
Mrs. Twit said, keeping her back turned so he wouldn't see that she had taken out her glass eye.
Whenever you go all quiet like that, I know very well you're plotting something.
Mrs. Twit was right. Mr. Twit was plotting away like mad. He was trying to think up a really nasty trick he could play on his wife that day.
You better be careful,
Mrs. Twit said.
because when I see you starting to plot, I'll watch you like a wombat.
Oh, do shut up, you old hag, Mr. Twit said. He went on drinking his beer, and his evil mind kept working away on the latest horrid trick he was going to play on the old woman. Suddenly, as Mr. Twit tipped the last drop of beer down his throat, he caught sight of Mrs. Twit's awful glass eye staring at him from the bottom of the mug. It made him jump.
I told you I was always watching you.
Cackled Mrs. Twit.
I got eyes everywhere, so you'd better be careful. What are you laughing?
Beautiful.
Oh, the frog. Oh, no.
Yes, your chapter, darling.
To pay her back for the glass eye in his beer, Mr. Twit decided he would put a frog in Mrs. Twit's bed. He caught a big one down by the pond and carried it back secretly in a box. That night, when Mrs. Twit was in the bathroom getting ready for bed, Mr. Twit slipped the frog between her sheets. Then he got into his own bed and waited for the fun to begin. Wait. Mrs. Twit. Sorry.
I was thinking it's funny that we've actually got a frog
We
cuddly
do
toy
have Froggy.
on the
Where's
bed.
Froggy?
Is that fine? No,
Where is
stay.
it?
Stay. Keep going.
Oh.
I want Froggy.
Mrs. Twit came back and climbed into her bed and put out the light. She lay there in the dark, scratching her tummy. Her tummy was itchy. Dirty old hags like her always have itchy tummies. Then all at once, she felt something cold and slimy crawling over her feet. She screamed, "Ah!"
What's the matter with you?
"Help!" screamed Mrs. Twit, bouncing about. "There's something in me bed."
Well, but it's that giant skilly wiggler I saw on the floor just now.
Mr. Twit said. "That? What, huh?" screamed Mrs. Twit.
I tried to kill it, but it got away.
Mr. Twit said.
It's got teeth like screwdrivers.
"Help!" screamed Mrs. Twit. "Save me! It's all over me feet!"
It'll bite off your toes.
said Mr. Twit. Mrs. Twit fainted. Mr. Twit got out of bed and fetched a jug of cold water. He poured the water over Mrs. Twit's head to revive her. The frog crawled up from under the sheets to get near the water. It started jumping up and down about the pillow. Frogs love water. This one was having a good time. When Mrs. Twit came to, the frog had just jumped onto her face. This was not a nice thing to happen to anyone in bed at night. She screamed again. "Oh!"
By golly, here's a giant skilly wiggler.
Mr. Twit said.
It'll bite off your nose.
Mrs. Twit leapt out of bed and flew downstairs and spent the night on the sofa. The frog went to sleep on her pillow. Look at Froggy.
I was going to say, you've
He's
got
like, "Oh, welcome, Fee."
Look how happy he looks on her head as well.
I know. Look at her face. Where is she? There she is. She's like,
Yeah. And he's just like,
he's like, "Hi. I'm very happy now." Right, last one.
okay. Oh, but look at the walking stick. Oh. The wormy spaghetti. The next day, to pay Mr. Twit back for the frog trick, Mrs. Twit sneaked out into the garden and dug up some worms. She chose big, long ones and put them in a tin and carried the tin back to the house under her apron. At 1 o'clock, she cooked spaghetti for lunch, and she mixed the worms in with the spaghetti, but only on her husband's plate. The worms didn't show because everything was covered with tomato sauce and sprinkled with cheese. Hey, my spaghetti's moving, cried Mr. Twit, poking around in it with his fork.
It's a new kind.
Mrs. Twit said, taking a mouthful from her own plate, which, of course, had no worms.
It's called squiggly spaghetti. It's delicious. Eat it up while it's nice and hot.
Mr. Twit started eating, twisting the long tomato-covered strings around his fork and shoveling them into his mouth. Soon there was tomato sauce all over his hairy chin. It's not as good as the ordinary kind, he said, talking with his mouth full. It's too squishy.
I find it very tasty.
Mrs. Twit said. She was watching him from the other end of the table. It gave her great pleasure to watch him eating worms. I find it rather bitter, Mr. Twit said. It's got a distinctly bitter flavour. Buy the other kind next time. Mrs. Twit waited until Mr. Twit had eaten the whole plateful. Then she said,
You want to know why your spaghetti was squishy?
Mr. Twit wiped the tomato sauce from his beard with a corner of the tablecloth. Why? He said.
Why it had a nasty, bitter taste.
Why?
Because it were worms!
cried Mrs. Twit, clapping her hands and stamping her feet on the floor and rocking with horrible laughter.
She's a nasty lady. They're horrible to one another, aren't they?
Can we please do the stick?
I'm flagging.
You're flagging.
It's
What about
midnight.
Sooty?
One study. And
One
then
study. Can we do bridge?
study and then... Oh my god, the bridge!
Is that the first one?
The bridge is...
Okay, so we'll come back to the Twits another time.
That's the spaghetti.
Wormy spaghetti.
Just look at his face. He's absolutely
I love how
horrified.
every day it is as well. Do you know what I mean? It's
They're relentless.
you can
They're
just tell that
horrible.
this is just day in, day out,
Ooh.
day in. Beautiful.
It is. It's relentless.
So the
They're
next
not very nice to
chapter-
one another.
The next chapter will be the funny walking stick.
That'd be good. That's gonna be fun.
Okay, so last little bit of reading, and then it's time to get a little bit of food and call it a day.
Duck, I'm ready for bed.
I know it's midnight.
Oh well, I'm all tired.
I have to have a midnight snack.
I like pizza. So this we got together thrifting. Sultan's Caravan. This was just like for fun and games.
1980s
Oh.
classic.
That's nice, Monica. Thank you.
Oh, hi Monica. Welcome to the stream.
We had fun doing that. I don't know how long you've been here for, but we've done a bit of Pratchett, we've done a bit of Roald Dahl, and now we're gonna end it with a little bit of silly Suddy goofing around.
Absolutely. Unleash the
But should
Sooty.
we do the one with the hammer?
The hammer is good. I mean, they're all good.
They're all good. They're all short. That's fine. We can just squeeze them a little bit. Just squeeze a little.
Right,
short.
just crack on.
So, let's start with story one. So, Sooty's Caravan. Do you want to start?
Yeah. How are we splitting it up?
We'll just do it like we did before.
What page each?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Hmm.
Go for it. Are
Cool,
you starting?
Yeah, you started. We can alternate.
Okay.
I'm kind of taking.
You're getting real serious, aren't you?
I am.
Yeah. So we can alternate this one. You can sit this one out, mate.
You're so dumb.
I've got it.
You're so silly. Yeah. I don't need you. I don't need you no more.
Why are you
Shove.
still here?
That's fair.
Who are you?
You're so silly. You're such a goof. Right, okay. Sooty's Caravan. Because we're going to be Yorkshire for this one.
Ah,
'Cause
this
they're
is
from
Yorkshire.
up north.
Oh, ah.
They're in bits.
Maybe someone from Derbyshire. Derbyshire, Yorkshire.
Very popular mining towns
Ah,
and little
that's it.
villages, isn't there?
Ah.
So, Sooty's Caravan. Sooty and Sweep had made a caravan in the back garden of the Sutteries. As soon as the paint were dry, Sooty pushed his car out of the garage. The garage.
Ah, come on, love. We're not in Canada now.
Garage. I love
In
that.
the garage.
In the
It's
garage. Yeah, so that. Wait. As soon as the paint were dry, Sooty pushed his car out of the garage. "Come on, Corky," shouted Sweep. "We're going to try the caravan." Corky and Sweep climbed into the caravan. Oh, I can't do it. I can't sustain this
You
Yorkshire.
can. Dig deep.
Dig deep. We'll try it. We'll try again.
Otherwise, I'll take it off you and I'll do alt narration and you can just do voices.
Only
So you'll be relegated.
Relegated.
Ah,
Right, let me
you'll be
try.
on subs bench.
It's helping actually listening to you. It's helping me get into character. Phew. Okay.
Come on now.
Sooty's Caravan. Sooty and Sweep had made a caravan in the back garden of the Sutteries. As soon as the paint were dry, Sooty pushed his car out of the garage. "Come on, Corky," shouted Sweep. "We're going to try the caravan." Corky and Sweep climbed into the caravan. As soon as he had put a penny in the slot, Sooty drove his little car along the road towards TV Town with the caravan behind him. It went beautifully too, and Corky and Sweep poked their head out of the window and cheered like anything. Then they came to a little wooden bridge.
Hey up.
What are they gonna
That
do
were
now?
chuffing grand.
I'm trying. I'm not native, but
Sooty ought to have remembered that bridge. Oh no, right, hang on a sec. Sooty ought to have remembered. Ah, yeah, because he's made it too wide, hasn't he?
silly goose.
Sooty ought to have remembered bridge when he were making caravan, because it wasn't very wide.
Oh dear.
In fact, it wasn't as wide as the caravan. Sooty drove onto bridge, and then he stopped. "We're stuck," shouted Corky from caravan window. Corky were right. They were stuck. Sooty jumped out at car and stayed at caravan too. "Bridge is too narrow," he said. Lots of people would have said that the caravan were too wide, not that the bridge were too narrow. But Sooty blamed the builders at bridge.
Oh. Corky and Sweep nodded their heads solemnly to show that they agreed. "What are you going to do, Sooty?" asked Corky curiously. "We'll have to stretch the bridge," said Sooty firmly. So that's what they did. They fetched some rope from the Sutteries and tied a piece to each side of the bridge. Then Sooty and Corky sat on the bicycles, and one rode one way, one rode t'other. And it were just like a tug-of-war, with the bridge in middle. Sooty and Corky pedalled off at great speed.
There was a crack like a pistol shot from bridge as they reached the end at slope, and they both fell off their bicycles. Oh, ow. Done me knee in there. Oh, bloody hell, look at that.
I fell on my bum.
Oh, I'm on my ass again.
I look like
Oh,
a
chuffing
silly
hell,
goose.
Sweep. You could have caught me, lad.
You could go, what you doing? I wanted no dog. I thought you were
sorry.
fine.
Corky's off into Riverloop. Hey, bloody hell.
Oh.
Robin's
He
chuffing
scared
hell,
the
lad.
ducks, hasn't he? He's like, ah.
They're Robin's little Robin Redbreast. Hey, bloody hell, man. What you saying? That was my favourite bridge, that.
Go on.
It stretched the bridge because there was a gap about a foot wide right across middle of it. Sooty, Sweep and Corky didn't worry about this because, as Sooty said, people didn't have to walk over the middle of the bridge.
No.
Just use edges.
Logical.
Even there's an hole in the middle, it don't matter, does it really?
No.
They put their bicycles away and untied the rope. Then Corky and Sweep climbed into the caravan again, and Sooty drove over the bridge. Bridges aren't meant to be stretched after being built, and this one wobbled drunkenly as the caravan went over, but Sooty didn't worry over small things like this.
He felt he were pleased that they'd crossed the bridge, and he towed the caravan straight into TV Town. Sooty drove past PC Nab's house and straight up the hill outside TV Town. Corky and Sweep sang a duet out the back of the caravan window. We're driving along, singing a song, as happy as the day is long. Like that.
Beautiful.
I tried. I don't go.
That wasn't a duet, though.
Oh no, we need
Right.
to do it together anyway. So we're
We're driving along, singing a song, as happy as the day is long.
They sound drunk.
Well, I think they are.
They've got ale.
Oh, they've got Strongbow in back, haven't they? 2 litre.
Strongbow, amazing.
Ah.
I love that. Just as they reached top of the hill, the penny ran out in Sooty's car. Sooty felt his pockets for a penny. He didn't find one. Corky turned all his pockets out in the middle of the road, but he'd only got a bent coin, 5 marbles, and a melted toffee.
I love that you have to stick a penny in car to keep
To make
it working.
it work.
Wind it up
and
at
I
back.
love cookies. Like, right, well, I've got a melted toffee. I've got
a Werther's
5 marbles.
original.
Is that any good to you? No, your money's
That's useless. How do you bend a coin? How much do you weigh?
That's not a bit cargo, is
Whose
it?
door have you tried to unlock with that?
How
Like,
do you
bent a
accumulate so
coin?
much crap in your pockets?
Chuffing, hell, 5 marbles.
Silly
Sweep
ghost.
hadn't a pocket.
Oh, well,
So he couldn't
bloody
help.
useless. He's not got trousers on, I don't think.
No, I am.
Don't they?
Sweep don't wear trousers.
It's not-
Not like
No,
Sooty.
he's
He just has a collar on.
He's got a little hidden pocket. It's like, oh,
He's
let me
just got.
check.
Hang on a sec. Now, just a bit of fluff.
No.
Wait, hang on a sec. They saw PC Nab puffing up the hill towards them.
Oh, no.
PC Nab was out of breath. You're blocking road, Sooty, he said sternly. And Mayor's coach, he's coming this way in a few minutes. Could you lend me a penny, please, PC Nab? Sooty asked sweetly.
Brass.
Just clear road, he ordered. We'll have to unhook the caravan and push it to other side of road, said Sooty sadly. Oh, we'll have to unhook the caravan and push it to side of road, said Sooty sadly, and went to find a spanner.
Sweep didn't wait for a spanner.
No.
He just ran round the back of Sooty's car and banged the hook out with a stone. He really ought to have thought what would happen if he did this, but he thought about it too late. As soon as the caravan was free, it ran away down the hill. It raced after PC Nab. PC Nab ran like the wind. It were down the hill, through his garden gate before you could say, bumps. And he ran through his front door just like a streak of lightning. He shut the door just as the caravan hit the house.
Like white lightning.
White, like, that's drinking it.
Well, that's what they've been on.
Really?
isn't it?
That's what they've been drinking out of their heads.
The house shook, and Sooty, Corky and Sweet ran downhill as fast as they could because they thought it were going to fall down. When they reached it, they saw that the caravan was stuck so fast at house that he'd have to stay there. Sooty wondered if PC Nab would mind having an extra room to his house like that, eh? But he didn't have a chance to ask him. PC Nab was lying on the floor, steaming like a kettle, when Sooty peeped through window. So Sooty thought he'd better let him cool off before he asked him any questions. I think Sooty was very wise. There he is, look.
Oh,
Steaming like a
dear.
kettle after being chased downhill by a caravan. Runaway caravan.
Run away.
Oh, that's end at first story.
That's it. It's only a short story.
Shall we crack on? Come on, we can knock this out and then we go to bed.
We can knock this out. Come on, Alex. I know you've not
can
done
knock-
this
we
before,
can
but
knock-
come on,
we
can
can
you've
knock
got
this out.
Christ.
Come on,
Right,
get stuck
okay.
into Sooty and Sweep's Big
So
Wash.
we're on to the next story now. So I think there's 3 stories in here. So
There
bear
is.
with us. We're on.
They're
it.
all absolute crackers.
They're just hilarious. They're great.
Top quality.
Top.
They
Obviously.
don't make books like this anymore.
They don't make books.
They don't
like
make
they did
books
in my
like
day.
this.
It's just the person born in the 90s.
No, 88, love.
Me.
Oh, you.
I'm 9.
Oh, I thought you were saying that I didn't.
How old's you? Rude.
No, I thought you were
80s.
saying says the guy born in the night. Welcome to Queen Boudica, by the way.
I love
so,
that name. That
so
is
nice
pretty
to see
funky.
you. Another like common attendee of
Attendee of
of
live
live streams. Lovely to see you after so long, Queen
And
Boudica.
then
Thanks so much for joining. And Elisif as well.
Elisif, that's
Another
really pretty.
Fox fan for a long, long while.
Fox
Lovely
fan.
to see you again. Not seen you in the comments for ages, Elisif. So lovely to see you. Oh,
Hi.
Hiya, where are you? Lovely to see
I'm
you.
alright. Good. Do you want a cuppa? I'll put kettle on.
Do us a brew, love.
Put a brew on then, Doc.
Go on, Yorkshire tea. Yorkshire Gold.
I am gasping, you know.
I bet you are. I've been drinking
oh,
hot
Jan,
water.
you love it. Oh, that's so nice.
I'm a fox
and
in her
my body
element.
was like, hi. Hello.
Lovely.
Oh, is it clappity clap?
I think the clappity claps.
They
yeah,
look.
the
They look.
clappity
I
claps.
thought they were wavity waves because
No, that looks a bit different. They have the little bits here. Yeah,
What is
there's
it?
a clappity
Wow,
clap.
my eyes are terrible. I haven't been in here because I keep missing
Well,
your
to be
live
fair,
stream. That's
to be fair, Queen
why.
Boudica, I've not streamed for about 2 years, so if we've not like clashed schedules or anything like that. It's just
this
me.
is very impromptu, very last minute. Like, do you want a live stream?
I mean, we've talked
And-
about it for a long time, but
Yeah, but you
actually making it
and doing
happen
it.
is a different thing, isn't it? So you're all right. Silly
You're right,
sausage,
so
you.
I am. I'm
Oh,
tired.
silly
I'm
sausage.
getting a bit deluded
Right, come on.
now.
Sooty
okay.
and Sweeps.
Next story.
Big wash. I've done it for you.
Love it. You're such.
Carry on.
Sooty and Sweeps. Big wash. If I'm gonna do chapter,
Is there an echo in here?
it's just such a.
How
good-
big's this room? It's coming
You're
back.
So stupid.
It's coming off the back wall.
Right, okay. Sooty and Sweep were washing the windows of the town hall. Mr. Fuss. What are you doing? Oh, the washing is that a window wash?
Yeah, wash it. Man.
It's great. Sooty and Sweep were washing the windows of the town hall. Mr. Fusspot, the mayor, had asked Sooty to do it for him because the mayor of Magic Town were coming to see him that afternoon.
High stakes.
High stakes, absolutely. We've got to make everything pristine and beautiful for this mayor coming.
The mayor of Magic Town.
Ooh, very fancy.
Oh, this is not
Yes.
TV Town. This is Magic Town.
Magic
It's a
Town.
level up.
Yeah, it's a very
But
pompous
it's not Magic
man.
City, though.
Town.
It's just Magic Town, so maybe it is just another local
Oh,
mining
no, but
community.
they're the posh ones. They get all the funding from the government. They've got
Magic
nice
Town.
flowers.
There's
and
wizards
nice
going
crime.
around like,
Yeah.
oh, let's trim the roses. Shh. Yeah, done. Perfect.
I don't want it to be on fire.
Do you trim roses? Yeah, you do.
Yeah, you've got to
You
prune
tend them,
flowers.
prune.
If
Trim
you
the
see
hedges,
that
prune the
flowers
roses.
are dying, you have to prune
You
them.
do. Dead them.
And that was the end of gardening time.
As TV Town, they're having to do it all by hand, aren't they?
They are, absolutely. What's the program on Radio 4? I'm sure it's like Garden Watch.
Garden Watch.
No, they've got like Gardener's program. That's like an hour long. Anyway, we're deviating. Right. Stop
Ground-
that. Stop it.
Ground Force.
Ground what?
Ground Force.
Ground Force.
That was Ground Force.
Oh, what?
You know when they went and like did the garden for them, like changing rooms or something, with Titchmarsh.
No, this is just like Gardener's Question Time. That's it. It's Gardener's Question Time. Where literally it's in front of a panel and regular people.
Oh,
from the
that's on
gardening
Radio 4, you
clubs.
mean?
Obviously, it's on Radio 4.
Yeah, of course
I
it
don't
is.
listen to any other radio program. Radio
Literally
4.
don't. Right, let's go back to the
Cool,
story.
cool, cool. So,
After
where
that
were we?
interval.
We're not here all night. So,
Oh,
Because-
Donna Pass whiskey as well. Not seen you in ages. Hi, Donna Pass whiskey. Hello, Stephen and friends. That's lovely. Thanks so much for joining. Lovely to see you. She's talking to the wider community.
yeah, it was like, what? Oh, for friends. Like, we're all, oh, friends.
Well, there's these guys.
Oh, yeah, our little
You know,
dip. We've
there's-
not showed your mom.
There's little Foxy.
Foxy and Frog.
You know.
Where's Froggy? Froggy's
Froggy's
sleeping.
over there. Froggy's fast
Froggy's
asleep.
napping.
Right.
You're going to have to
Nicotine
restart now. You're going to have to
I am. I'm
restart.
gonna have
We've
to start.
lost
Now
the
that
flow.
Dawn
I would
is-
never be so unprofessional as this.
Donner pass whiskey. Cool.
You ready? So restart. Is that tinkling?
You're playing with the bunny. Stop playing with the...
Shh.
This guy.
Continue.
See what I put with all... This is what I have to live with. Sooty and Sweep's big wash. Sooty and Sweep were washing the windows of the town hall. Mr. Fusspot, the mayor, had asked Sooty to do it for him because the mayor of Magic Town were coming to see him that afternoon. Sooty always liked to please the mayor, so he went and fetched Sweep, and they started to clean the windows straight away. At least, they put the ladder up and found the buckets. Then they went to fetch water from the taps by the town hall. Sooty struggled with the tap for nearly half an hour. He heaved and pushed and pulled and even kicked it once or twice, but it didn't make the slightest difference.
It was Sweep who really solved the problem, because he trotted home and fetched Sooty's coal hammer from the sutteries. Sooty was very glad when he saw the coal hammer, and he swung it round his head, and then he hit the tap with it. My word, he did give it a blow. Corky said he could hear the clang at the end of pier. Anyway, it did the trick, because the tap spun round just like a top, and in a trice, the water was pouring out into the bucket.
Sooty took the bucket as soon as it were full and went to clean the windows. Sweep filled the other one. Sooty and Sweep worked hard for over an hour, and Sweep filled the buckets while Sooty cleaned the windows. When they had finished, there wasn't a speck of dirt anywhere.
Spotless.
Faultless. Well, they got the mayor of Magic Town coming.
No,
It's
come
big
on, better
business.
do a good job.
Big business. Sooty felt very proud of himself as he climbed down the ladder and emptied the buckets down the drain. He went to turn off the tap. It wouldn't move an inch. The water ran down the high street like a river, and everybody had to take the shoes off and paddle through it.
They all became very annoyed with Sooty, and it wasn't long before they were all shouting at him. "Turn it off!" shouted PC Nab furiously. Well, Sooty had been trying to turn it off for nearly half an hour and couldn't. "If you don't, I'll clap you in jail," roared PC Nab. Sooty picked up the coal hammer. For one dreadful moment, Sweep thought he was going to hit the policeman on head with it. But he didn't. He hit the tap. He took a big jump and gave it a tremendous blow.
Instead of the tap spinning round as it had before, it spun Sooty round. Sooty spun round and round until he was so giddy that he dropped the coal hammer. Now Sooty couldn't possibly have known it was spinning past PC Nab, but he dropped it on policeman's toe.
Oof.
PC Nab let out a yell that were heard all over TV town. Exactly like that. He picked up the coal hammer and swung it round his head in a temper. Perhaps he meant to hit Sooty on the head with it, but Sooty was spinning so fast that he wasn't in the same place for 2 seconds together. So the policeman missed him.
He actually attempted it,
He
didn't
was going to hurt him. He's
Attempted
nasty.
battery.
He's just so angry with him.
This is the
That's the
flood.
sitch. The sitch in the town.
That's it. Dreadful. Dreadful. Have we seen this? Have we seen
No,
the
I'm not
tap
showing the
wouldn't move an
picture.
inch?
And literally it's pouring out. It's flooding the
It
town.
is. That's a tap and a half, that, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. You can kind of see
My
what he
word,
needed
he
to
did.
do.
My word, he did give it a blow. Look at that. Donk. Hear that down other end at pier.
Oh, you got to show them that one of it landing on his toe.
Absolutely.
Look at his hairy
Spinning.
little legs as well
I
as
know,
his
that's
little
double.
legs. It's amazing.
Hat's gone.
Bye-bye.
Oi! So, it was a good thing he did too, 'cause he hit the tap instead. Do you know, not a single drop of water has come out of that tap from that day to this. That's how hard he hit it.
That's how hard. It's so strong.
There was only the water in the high street to clear up. That wasn't difficult to do, because the well in TV Square had been dried up for months. So all the water ran into that and filled it up to the top. Mr. Fusspot, the mayor, was delighted when he came out of the town hall and saw how clean everything was.
The windows were sparkling like diamonds, and the high street hadn't been so clean for years. Oh, how are we going to do the mayor? That's later. You were very clever, little teddy bear, Sooty, he said as he beamed down at him. Nobody will ever know what PC Nab would have said, because as he was about to say something, he had to stop, because the mayor of Magic Town arrived at the town hall, which was just as well for Sooty.
He was going to get some lip, wasn't
He
he?
got away with that.
He was
very
gonna
much
get
so,
some
and you can
lip.
kind of see the mayor. That's why it kind of made him a bit pompous.
I know,
like,
I love that.
yes, I'm jolly good show. You're very good. Yes. You're a very clever little teddy
Very
bear.
clever little teddy bear.
Oh, it's Boris.
Indeed.
Boris Johnson.
Oh, you reckon?
Yeah, he's that kind of.
Bloody well saying. Right, okay. Last story.
Oh, and then bed.
Last story. And it's a doozy. Sue's stolen bracelet. Forget Minnie Mouse. Forget Minnie Mouse. We've got Sue, the panda.
I know, she's really pretty, Sue.
Oh, Sue's
Very
cracking.
pretty panda. You can see why they
She's
all
a
want to
catch.
hang out with her.
Oh, I. Oh, this is a really small page. Oh, they're all really small pages.
They're all really
We'll
small.
just have to
It's
do
a
our
small
best.
story.
It's a small story. This one. It's a small one. Oh, there's some other people popping in. Lovely. A seal, and I'm not going to attempt the Korean. Are you?
No. No.
I'm so glad you're enjoying it. Lovely. Thanks so much for joining. We are just wrapping up, but
Yeah, we're
it's been a
coming.
fantastic couple
It's
of
been
hours.
2 hours. That's
It
amazing.
flies by,
It's
doesn't it?
just gone.
Flies by. Sooty and his friends were on holiday at the seaside. The weather was fine, and Sooty hired a boat so that he could go sailing with Sweep and Butch. Sue went along too.
Ooh, pretty
Susie,
Sue.
oh.
Sue.
Carry on. She's a small bear, so small pages.
It is though. They've kind of like they've really made room for the pictures on this
Yeah.
one. So you got like half a picture.
And this is
half
the one that
words.
featured in the 1980 annual as well.
I mean, it's a good story. It's
Yeah,
got to
yeah,
be
yeah.
amazing. if
Cream
it's
of the
in-
crop.
Cream of the crop for the annual.
So,
Sue puts on a necklace and a bracelet. The pretty stone shone in the sun as she trailed around in the water. But someone else saw her bracelet, and suddenly a long, thin arm tugged at the beads. "Help!" cried Sue as her bracelet vanished.
look at this high drama.
Like, ooh.
The tentacle just comes up and
Just
says,
coming out.
I'm having that.
Oh, that's mine.
Thank you
Very
very much. Sue burst into tears. Don't worry, we'll get it back for you, said Sooty. Yeah, time to shine.
Yeah, just like
He's been waiting for this
he's
moment.
doing like ba-ba-da,
It is-
Sooty.
Look
to
at
the
that,
rescue.
straight on with oxygen tank and goggles.
I know, they've just got that equipment lying around.
Well, no, they've come prepared, haven't they, just in case.
They never know.
He and Sweep put on underwater masks and dived into the sea.
They saw a fish swimming by and asked it if it had seen the bracelet. "Oh, I could guess who has it. The pirate octopus,"
Not the pirate
said.
octopus.
I know this silly goose.
Blow me now.
Silly
How's he still at large?
I d- so large.
Chuffing hell, he's been a tyrant for years. Plundering, pillaging.
legit causing mischief.
Pirate octopus. What a name.
Pirate octopus.
How long did they think of that
I
name?
don't know.
Right, what should we call this baddie sea creature that nicks her stuff?
It's got to be a pirate.
It's gotta be a
'cause pirates
pirate.
steal
And what would have
treasure, don't
loads?
they?
If you had loads of legs, you could nick more, couldn't you?
It's got to be an octopus.
Pirate octopus.
Octopus
Right, next.
pirate. Right, got it.
Octopus
We've got a story.
pirate. No, it's not octopus pirate.
Bernie,
It's pirate.
stop everything. We've got a story. God, this is a story. I am
Pirate
deluded
octopus.
and tired. Right, stop. This is my page after pirate. Oh no, it's your page. I'm very sorry.
Monsieur Pirate octopus. Okay.
Pirate octopus. Oh, it must be a pirate.
Octopus. I think
yes.
he's.
They saw a fish swimming by and asked if he had seen the person. Well, I can
guess who has
has
it.
I can guess who has it. The pirate octopus.
The pirate octopus.
The pirate octopus.
It reminds me of the Bon Voyage.
Monsieur
Incroyable. I love
that
that.
was so good.
So good. I've an idea how to get the bracelet back, said Sooty. We need Butch's help. They swam back to the boat and told Sue to hold out her necklace.
Oh, reluctantly. She
I'm
doesn't
not
want to lose
surprised.
that
It's
as
a
well.
grandma's pearl necklace, that, and they're using it as bait.
Absolute rascals.
Oh, here he comes. Here he comes.
Look at his mouth.
Oh, I see that pearl necklace. I'll be having that. Right, go on.
Cockney pirate.
No, he's a pirate.
Pirate.
He's a
Pirate octopus.
Go on. He could be a French pirate.
I hope I don't lose this as well, said Sue. Sooty and Sweep
Bless
watched. I know, she's
I hope
lost
it's
so
insured.
much this.
That's all I'm saying. I hope
She's
it's insured.
gone out with these guys thinking, it'll be fine. It'll be a good
Yeah.
time.
We'll do.
Lost my bracelet, and now you want to use my necklace as bait? What's going on?
Or
What are you guys
unacceptable.
up to?
But I mean, they're trying to
Help
get
her.
back the bracelet at the end of the day, aren't they? They're just gambling it all.
Sooty and Sweep watched from behind the rocks. Suddenly, the pirate octopus came out of his cave.
He had seen the necklace shining in the sun and reached out to grab it. But Butch had made a noose in a strong rope and dropped it over the octopus. Look at that. Nailed him.
I got you.
Butch the pig. What a
To
name.
the rescue. The friendly fish led Sooty and Sweep into the pirate's cave. All kinds of treasure had piled up inside it. Here's Sue's bracelet, cried Sweep. Even though he's got underwater gear, he's still.
Sue's bracelet.
Oh, that's good. Like,
You know,
it's Sue's bracelet. Jesus Christ.
Sooty and Sweep swam back. I think only me and you find this funny.
I
That's
don't
the
think anyone
worst
else
bit of
finds
it.
it funny.
That's
We're
the worst bit of it.
so-
There's just this awkward silence.
Yeah, where people are like, "Are you gonna
But
read the story?"
We just find ourselves amusing.
I am
Sad,
tired.
really. Sooty and Sweep swam back to the boat and gave Sue her bracelet. I love how Poseidon just boxed up. Right, good.
Neptune.
I know Father Neptune, Poseidon. Poseidon was there first, wasn't he? Let's be honest, as the Greek. Butch was tying up the pirate octopus when Father Neptune came out of the sea. Thank you for catching the pirate, he said. He stole a lot of my treasure. I'll take him away so he won't bother you again, Sooty.
Why does he sound like Matt Berry? Why is it Matt Berry?
Just why not? I think Matt Berry would make an amazing
Father Neptune.
Father Neptune.
I agree. Hooray!
How would you want to do Father Neptune?
Yay! No, exactly. Like that. Just
How
like
else
that.
do you do him?
Woo!
How else do you do Father Neptune?
It's great. Yay!
Well done, everybody. Look at the octopus as well, though.
It's like, oh, dastardly.
He's been bagged. Like, he actually looks like a little
Yeah.
robber's bag now, doesn't he?
By the
Bless
way, they have been airing the original Anna Green Gables here recently where I live. It is super vintage version from Canada. It is so amazing. You guys have to see it if you haven't already. It's not the 90s version. I want to buy the box set now. Sorry, it is the
not
90s version. I
No,
meant
it's
to
not.
say.
It's not the 90s version?
It is the 90s version, I meant to say.
Oh, right, but that one I've seen. Yeah, I have seen bits of. Yeah.
I mentioned it because I know you were reading it not too long ago.
Yeah.
Excellent
We
suggestion.
mentioned it at the start of the stream. Like,
We did.
when I was saying I'm not sure just yet which longer read to get back to, but I've obviously got a few started, and Anne of Green Gables is one of them.
That is such a pretty book as well. Like, the front cover of it is gorgeous. Very,
Yeah,
very pretty.
they're downstairs, aren't
They are. He's got
They're
like a
downstairs.
collection. Like, you got little. I'd love to do Little Women.
they? It's a hell of a
It's
chunky
thick,
monkey,
but like
though.
I remember reading that as a teenager, and just it's very good.
Mm.
Very, very.
Yeah, it's
good.
got Heidi, Little Women, A Little Princess that I've done, obviously, and Anne of Green Gables.
That's so nice.
Ah, that's smashing, Elisif. Lovely to see you in the chat again as well. So fantastic. It's been lovely, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's been fun. Like, you've definitely eased me in for this is what I do for don't look at me like that. For streaming live. That was a lot of fun, and we got to read 3 things, which was really cool. We got to do Pratchett, Bit of Roald Dahl, leave it on a cliffhanger for next time. And then do all of City. We're gonna have to find more of these silly, funny books to
Yeah,
read
some
together.
some nice silly things.
Oh, and I only caught the last 20 minutes of the stream. I'll go back and watch that. I missed it. Oh, it's really...
Do it.
Yeah, it was
Do
fun. It was fun doing it together. I'm liking the banter. I'm liking the back and forth. It's a very good... Sorry.
Yeah, it's so late here as well. It's 12:30 and we've
It's-
got to be up quite early.
It's way past my bedtime.
Yeah, but it's been great. We will have to do this again. Do you promise? Do you pinky promise?
We'll see what they want.
Don't leave
We'll
me
see.
hanging. You're not going to give me a pinky promise.
Well, like, we'll see what your fans want, because obviously they come for you. I'm just a...
Not anymore. That's it.
We'll see what they want. We'll see how this video does and how the live stream went, and we'll go from there.
Oh, it's been lovely. But at the end of the day, it's
It's
got to come.
Glow has been a pleasure.
No, I was going to say it's got to come from our heart, hasn't it? Like,
Yeah,
you've got
it's
to do it
fun.
because you enjoy doing it at the end of the day. So I would absolutely, because I've really enjoyed it, so I would love to do it again. And after 2 years of not streaming,
How do you feel about actually breaking the ice now?
wonderful.
doing it.
And
Good.
you've made it all the more smoother and just so much more memorable and special for me as well. So
Oh, you're so sweet. No, it was
It's
fun.
been
And It's been
amazing.
nice to getting to know some of your fans popping in and out and getting to know what they're up to, where they came from, how long they've been watching, and that is really cool.
yeah, thanks to everybody who's joined. It means so much, really. Yeah, absolutely. We're in the UK.
Because
Yeah,
it's deceiving
South
with the
Yorkshire.
accent.
Yeah, I know, absolutely. Yeah,
It's throwing people off like, wait a minute.
with your Canadian
You're
roots.
not from around here. We talked about it at the beginning of the chat where, like, I've lived here a long time. So it is a
Yeah.
bit like, wait a minute. But yeah, we are. We're in the UK.
That's it.
My bum.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, just after doing those couple of videos on camera, reading Beatrix Potter, like, I could see that some people would really appreciate it, and I just knew it was something that I really wanted to get back to as well. So Alex has for a while now saying, like, hey, I could join you, you know?
Yeah, I'll read with you. I mean, like, I don't know whether I'm any good, but I can have a go.
And I
could
was
be
just
your
straight on that. I was
soundboard.
like, oh god, yeah, gosh, yeah. It just, yeah, made it just lovely.
Just
So
makes it
lovely.
fun. That's what
Yeah.
That's what the whole point of this is to have fun and to enjoy it and to
Absolutely.
share books and share reading together.
Absolutely, that's it. Just spreading the joy.
Hmm.
Okay, let's sign off because I am tired. I can really
flat.
feel it. I don't want to just start like mumbling and babbling.
Are we gonna eat now? Are we gonna get some food?
We've got to, haven't
Oh,
we?
yeah,
I know we're
okay.
up early, but we've got to eat. We've not eaten much today.
This is our second late night. This is crazy.
It is what it
Bam.
is. It is
This
what it is.
is what it is.
All right. Good night, everybody. Thank you so much for joining. If you've enjoyed it, please do leave a like on the video, on the stream. If you're watching this on the VOD, like on the video once it's saved, please do leave a comment as well and let me know what you've thought. You know, if you've not actually been able to be here and say hi in the chat, please do let me know if you've enjoyed it, and if there's anything that you'd like to see us read in the future.
No,
That would be wonderful.
Yes.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Night. Oh, look, they get away. She's got a plaster on her phone.
Do you wanna join me in my little sign off?
What's your sign off?
Read to you soon. It's at the end. It's been at the end of every single video, basically, since like at least the early Harry Potter days. You got to, haven't you?
No, how do you say? You do it. You do it, and then like I know then for next time how you say it to your fans.
No, I mean like it's just read to you soon. You can say it however you want.
I'm not sure. There's so much like emotion there. No, just leave it like that. End it, and then let the
say read to you soon.
Tired. Read to you soon.
Oh,
There you go. I tried. I had to go. Right. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to bed now.
All
Good
right.
night.
Night, everybody. Thanks so much for joining. Really hope you've enjoyed it. Ta-da.
Ta-ra, love. Good night.
Night, everybody. Night.
Oh.
More sauté.
More sauté. No more sauté tonight. Go to bed. It's past your bedtime.
Or PC Nabble. Stick you in knicker.